Hello, let me just say I don't like either of you.
Well, that's understandable. Hello and welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? I see there's people. Kevin went off camera for a minute. I was apologize for the being a moment late. I was telling Kevin a story backstage. I'll give you a version of that story here in a little bit. But how the hell is everyone? I see Cerny has not been banned this week. Thank you, people, for not all my wrenches for not banning Cerny this week. Tom and Shannon and Mallory. And let me scroll down here. Let's see. Janine, the lovely Miss Janine, is here. And all our big friend, well, I don't know that he's not big, but Chris Big Knowledge Garland is here. There's people. Hello, people. Richard Pruin. I hope you're getting some sleep tonight, Richard, because I know it's quite late where you are. But anyway, hello, and welcome. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm going back and forth. I've got two guests that I need to schedule out sometime soon. The lovely, intelligent, and quite wise Dr. Mara Wiglover is coming at probably next week. But also I have a retailer guy that I want to bring on. Because right now we're in this stage where I'm like, why would you open a vape business now? Please, thank you for doing it, but please tell me what you're thinking. Because you might lose everything that you have. But anyway, let's bring Kevin in. He's in the backstage boiling a frog, apparently. I don't know. And he's frozen. You see that? He's already boomered it. In the backstage, I can see. See, he's gone. Kevin. He let his kid take the hard wire, and now he's on the Wi-Fi, and it's been hell for him. It's been hell. There is the if you just buy like a really long Cat 5 cable, you can run it all the way through the house to the computer, Kevin. But anyway, there's Kevin.
Hold on, man. I'm having sound issues.
See, he's boomer. The boomer. I swear, Kevin.
There it is. There you are.
Kevin.
What did you say? We have a guest? What are you talking about?
No, I said we have no guests. But I have two guests that I'm working on. There's two guests that obviously the lovely, intelligent, and quite brilliant Dr. Mara Wiglover has agreed to come on. She's a mad woman with knowledge and stuff.
Much more than we do.
She is amazing and awesome. She said that she had to have a week to prepare.
Yeah.
A week to prepare. So when she comes on, she's going to give a presentation, I guess. She's gonna school us. I'm just going to go off cam. I'm gonna take us backstage and give her the full show. But then I said I have a retailer that I'm reaching out for too, who is starting a vape business now.
No, you're doing it again.
I'm not doing it. You're doing it. It's your shitty internet. And I can hear myself screaming at you.
You're annoying as hell, aren't you? Jenna said me too. There, now scream. See if I can. There you go.
So Richard Pruin says that he wants to come on too at some point. I got stuff lined out tonight, Richard. We got content to share and stories to tell. But if you want to come on, we'll set a date and get you on, my friend.
Yeah.
I would love to have another conversation. Love to have a brilliant conversation with the guy that is running the nicotine wiki. What is that
Yes.
called?
Yes.
The Nick Wiki. What is that?
Nicotine Wiki.
Is it called Nicotine Wiki? Is that what it is?
Safer.
And Janine, well, Janine, you're in Canada though. Janine says that her sister-in-law just opened a vape shop too. But in Canada, you might have a little bit better opportunity.
Safer Nicotine Wiki.
See, I knew I didn't have the right thing, and you tried to lead me down the primrose path.
That's the third time this year.
That you were wrong?
No.
I was gonna
I'm never
say.
wrong. I'm always mistaken.
I was going to say the list of times that you were wrong is way longer than 3.
I just assume I'm
way
always wrong.
longer than 3.
I've got my right sign if you want me to get it. But
The frog? What?
no, the frog. Hang on.
No. What I was saying when you were boomering a while ago was that if you get a really long Cat 5 cable,
Yeah.
you can run it from the box straight to your computer.
Hey,
and just run it through the house and have everybody trip over it. I don't care.
Yeah, Janice won't like that. I have. Never mind. I have to keep up my bot appearance in order to, fool the people. Look at Chocolate Man just posting stuff.
Chocolate Man. That's not very nice.
Chocolate.
I'm going to start calling him Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
Because they're really small like this.
Oh, that's not Paul. Paul's not even in the room.
No, that's a Tic Tac. That's even smaller than this.
Yeah.
That's like this.
Which one, Janine? This one? It's like talking to Patrick. Bam, bam.
No. If I'm in the room and there's a brick wall and your head's making contact, it's not going to be the back of your head. It's going to be the front of your head smashing into the wall.
Oh, you're in rare form this evening, sir. Stir as loosely. I appreciate Charlie on there on the intro, Dr. Gardner. I like that.
Yeah, that's the shortest one.
Yeah,
that's 27 seconds.
Cocoa Puffs.
The other ones, some of the other ones are really long, and if I did the body cavity search one, that's like 2 minutes long. So I'll end the show with that, but I won't start the show with that. I mean, I did it once just to shock people the very first time, but yeah, that one's safer nicotine wiki. See, even Raj got it right.
We're not. We're just
even Raj got it right. I'm just saying. So, there's a lot of okay. So I'll go ahead and tell the story that I was telling you backstage to our guests.
Fine.
So
I'll take a nap.
Well, you can take your Geritol, old man. But not about 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago. No. 3 weeks ago. I ordered. It was the July 2nd. I placed a very large order with a very large company. The name of the company would make you think gigantic or large. And so I placed the order. I paid extra for expedited shipping because this is one of the companies that has the PACT Act exclusion paperwork so that they're legally allowed to ship stuff, right? So I place my order and then I wait. And then I waited and then I waited. So then finally, after over a week, right at a week, I emailed and I said, look, hey, I would have, I know that there was a holiday in there and stuff. I would have at least expected that by now I would have received a tracking number. And very quickly, I got a response via email. Oh, I'm so sorry. But the holiday weekend did set us behind. We had a sale, and somehow your order that was supposed to be expedited did not get expedited. I will take care of it right away. We're going to refund you your shipping and get it out to you ASAP. I said, good, great, thanks. Okay, bye. So then a few days later, I'm still waiting for a shipping confirmation, some sort of tracking number or something. Nothing. So I wait another 5 days or so. And then now this is actually like a late. This is actually, frustrating a little bit at this point. So then I email them again. Hey, look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but what's going on? And then finally got an email back from a different customer service rep from the same very large vape company. And the girl's like, oh, we're sorry, but one of the things that you ordered is out of stock now. And I was supposed to email you to let you know that, something was, did you want a refund for that? Or do you want to just substitute something? So I substituted something, and then, it didn't come. So I waited a good bit of time. And I did have a tracking number like pretty quick after that, like 2 days after that, I got a tracking number. Fine. So then, this is not as bad as the X shipped. Mike's story was way worse. But it was frustrating. So finally, oh, there went Kevin. Finally, I got an indication that it was coming. So yesterday it was supposed to be shipped, and I have video cameras like on my front door. I got video cameras around the house because there's bad people. And here comes the UPS girl. There's 2 boxes that she's carrying, and she places them both on the floor and at the front door, and does this little tick, 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 like this. Didn't ring the doorbell, just goes tick, tick, and then runs away. Well, then a few minutes later, she comes back on screen, and she's got her little tablet thing, and she realizes one of these has to be signed for. Well, then she goes back to the door and goes tick, 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 tick. Just like that. No, didn't ring the doorbell, which is right there. Has a camera on it. Because nobody in the house could hear. She took one of the boxes and left. And then I get an indication on the internet. Hey, nobody answered the door and you got to sign for this. So we're going to try to deliver it again tomorrow. So I get home. I'm already fuming. I'm mad because nobody answered the door, because the girl went, and eventually, today, my mother-in-law, who's here, camped out by the front door all day. So then I get movement on the camera. Here it is. Amazon has something to deliver. An Amazon van drives by. You see it on the camera. Amazon comes, drops off the package, runs away. Like, these delivery people, they're and this is not one type of delivery person. Like, if it was FedEx, they do the same thing. They drop the box, they walk up, drop the box, and run like hell. Like, I don't care how fast you are. If you're inside the house, you can't get to the front door before that van is driving away. They're Speedy Gonzalez. They're pew, pew. So then finally, I get home and this damn thing still hasn't been delivered. So I'm sitting here, I'm waiting. At 7:00 on the dot, this guy comes. I see him on camera, so I jump up and I come to the door before he can open or ring the doorbell or knock on the door. I open the door, and he's got this box, and he's holding it like this, and he says, "What's your name?" I said, "Patrick," and he said, "Here." And then that's it. I didn't sign for anything. I thought I had to sign for something. No, didn't sign for nothing. just handed me the box, asked me my name, and ran away. So either A, it's not signature required, or B, this guy didn't. I mean, maybe I look so old that he didn't feel I needed to sign. I don't, But anyway, all this stuff for this box, the guy didn't even ask for my signature. So I was a little bit put out because I guess I look too old to be required to sign. Well, it's not that you're paying for signature because it's required by the PACT Act. The companies that have the permission and have filed their papers, it is required to have signature upon delivery. So if you're paying for the service, I don't understand why they wouldn't have gotten the signature. But either way, it's finally here. Today's the 22nd, right? 20 days later. So I guess it could be worse. I could be like Mike and like sleep on the couch, like with metal bars shooting through the bottom of the couch for like a week. But yeah. Kevin sent me a private chat. Let's see what it says. He says, I'm rebooting, boomer. Poor Kevin. Should never have allowed his kid to take his wire. I'm telling you. If you're not paying the fucking bill, you don't get the wire. You don't get it. You get stuck on the Wi-Fi, kid. Sorry. But hey, Steve showed up. Janine says, wow, I would have been suspended for that. For not getting my signature? Or I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, hey. Yeah. Richard says that's nuts. Here, if it says sign, the handheld computer terminal won't let them go unless they have you scribble on the screen. Yeah, they didn't scribble. I didn't scribble on the screen. He just asked me my name and handed me the box. So, I don't know. Then again, we had supervisors who would hide in a bush and hope to catch us making a mistake. True story. Did you work for UPS, Janine? Or the Postal Service? Are you one of those mail carriers that go postal? Going postal? Oh. So since Kevin is dawdling, Kevin is boomering, the show must go on. The show must I just got a bing. Let's see if he can hear me. Can you hear me? Shake your head up and down if you can hear me. Okay. So we got signs of life. But now he's muted or he's unplugged his microphone, one of the two. I can't hear you. Oh, dear Lord, Kevin. Oh, I'm going to make fun of him forever. I can't hear you. Plug your mic in. I don't know what to tell you. You're not muted on my end. Go into your sound control panel and make sure you've selected the microphone. Oh, dear Lord. Testes. 1, 2, 3. We still can't hear you. Oh, dear Lord. This is painful. Painful. Better seen than heard is what Steve says. Yeah. See, Chris says that his vape male horror stories are similar. The foul language that I used when speaking with a rep was golden, but it was I can't it's not the person at the gigantic vape company's fault that once they gave, I mean, it was their fault that they didn't catch the expedited order. It was their fault that they didn't contact me immediately when they realized that something was out of stock. But once it was in the shipper's hand, I can't yell at them. And I've learned over the years, you get more fly with honey, or more flies with honey than you do with. What was that? I heard a sound. It was like a doo-doo-doo. There you go.
Why do I have to automatically adjust my mic volume all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Well, that's weird.
Let me edit your mic setting.
You had a bar. You told me to swing the bar. I had to get rid of the bar in order for it to come on. What is that about?
I don't know. You boomered it, but okay.
And it literally just did, before I booted off, it did what my old computer did with you, and it went brrr. So that means I'm going to have to need a new computer along with the connection.
Didn't you just get like a new computer?
No. This was 2016, I think. I bought this one, or 17.
Oh, well, we're going to have to do like a GoFundMe or something
18. For
Kevin to get a new computer.
No, I need to move it up is what probably half of it is, because it's on the floor.
Well,
so
is there like a brick wall around your computer that it doesn't get good enough signal?
No, there is a safe. It's a small Sentry safe, but I moved that.
Between that and the router?
Yeah, but I moved that. Duh.
Oh, dear Lord.
Dear
Save
Lord.
me. So anyway, I told the story. Oh, bless you.
Bless you. She's laughing.
That,
Stop doing
it.
Chew. Oh, my God.
She's going to stab you through that curtain.
She probably will stab me.
I'm just saying.
I spilled coffee on her this week. Boy, that wasn't good.
Oh. That's like two sins right there. You spilled coffee.
Right.
And then you spilled coffee
on
her. That's two.
2 in 1. I know.
Oh, dear Lord.
I know. It's all right.
Oh, man. But anyway, anywho. While you were gone, I recounted the story about the very large vape company.
Next delivery.
It wasn't. It came UPS.
I know.
Because they have the PACT Act exclusion thing. They're allowed.
One of the few.
Right? I know.
It's like,
I know.
Like 5 or somebody. I don't even know.
I don't. It's only a handful of people that are legally shipping. But I'm not going to complain. If I need something and somebody sends it to me, all right.
Don't care, right?
But Kevin,
what?
Did you see the story this week that somebody died from vaping?
Oh, two things, Patrick. I have to do this publicly. I did not push a whole lot of stuff at us on our private chat because I thought tonight was going to be the Dr. Glover episode. But no,
did you see that I sent
read.
like 15 different things?
I saw you because I hate you. So no, I did see the link, but I did not click.
It is clickbaity. It is actually clickbaity, but
yeah, well.
Let me rub it a little bit more.
Go ahead.
Happy with that size. I'm gonna make it big. There you go. We'll go with that size. So I'm gonna share with you the story about a Utah woman that dies from vaping lung injury as doctors learn more about long-term effects.
Right.
So yeah, Utah woman dies from vaping lung injury as doctors learn more about long-term effects. Yeah. So let's scroll down. Yes, this is July 18th.
Okay, because we haven't had one in like 2 years, right?
Well, since E-Valley.
Right. So let's delve in.
All right. So we're gonna scroll down here. So it says, as doctors continue to discover more about the long-term effects of vaping, a Utah woman died as a result of lung damage.
Okay.
So let's parse this a little bit, Kevin. Let's parse this. So that there is 2 complete sentences divided by a comma.
That in itself is a miracle.
So as doctors continue to discover more about the long-term effects of vaping, so really they should just restructure that to say doctors continue to discover more about the long-term. See, they could just get rid of as, right? That's one sentence.
Yeah.
And then over here, they could get rid of a and say Utah woman died as a result of lung damage.
And I would actually put that first and the other one second. But
here's the thing. If I was structuring this as propaganda to twist people, that would be a better way to do it. Utah woman died as a result of lung damage, period. Doctors continue to discover. See, that would steer your brain to think a certain way.
Right. That's exactly what they should have done.
But what they're doing is a piss poor version of that by separating this 2 complete clauses that are not dependent. These are independent clauses.
Yes, they are.
That really don't have anything to do. So anyway, let's continue. Sandra Akers was a woman who didn't care what people thought of her.
My kind of woman.
I love her already.
That's right.
Here's a quote from Dakota, her son. She was just super friendly and loving and just an open, honest person. Maybe one of those that are too honest, too much, right? But you need those people in your life. Akers was always there to talk to her son. Scroll down. There's a picture of the boy and his mom. That's lovely. Utah Jazz, So in return, Taylor was there for her when she wanted to try something new to help with her anxiety and chronic pain.
Yeah.
I was the one who set it up for her, and I thought it was a good alternative, Taylor said. Taylor said his mother didn't want to use opioids anymore, so she got a medical cannabis card and vaping cartridges from a regulated source.
Right now, Patrick, if you were writing this, would you use the Taylor said, or would you say, I don't think you would say that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say
stated.
The mother, what's her name? I'll go back up here. Miss Akers, right? Her name is Akers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dakota Taylor's her son, but Sandra Akers. Yeah. So I would go down here and say, where was it again?
Next one down. Third,
yeah. I would say Akers said she didn't want to use opioids anymore, so she got a medical cannabis card and vaping cartridges from a regulated source. No.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, there's another quote from Taylor, her son. I was there when she tried it the first time, the only time, right? And she was like, "Oh wow, I don't really like that." Described Tyler.
This is getting weirder.
I know. She didn't like pot. Akers' family believes that was the only time she tried vaping.
Okay.
They're dangerous products, said Tamara Forsyth. All these people have different last names. Akers' sister. Forsyth learned that she tried vaping when she first went to the hospital for lung problems. So she tried it once.
She said she learned she tried when she went
and it destroyed her lungs once.
Yeah.
And I am not, I am, it saddens me that Miss Akers passed away. Don't get me wrong. But I, and everyone else knows that if they did something one time, the odds are that is not what caused her chronic lung problems. I was concerned, but not enough to really chastise her about it. I figured, we'll see what happens, Forsyth said. But in 48 days after her family said she took her first and only vape, Akers' health declined and she died. The death certificate specifically states tobacco use did not contribute to her death, but it was a result of a vaping-associated acute lung injury.
Mm-hmm.
So she was a lifetime smoker, vaped one time, and died 48 days later, and it was the vaping that killed her.
Yeah.
It was astounding that it went downhill that fast, said Forsyth. Deaths from e-cigarettes or vaping lung injury are rare. They're non-existent. If you're vaping from an e-cigarette, there is none, zero, no proof, no science, nothing that indicates that anyone that died of vaping associated lung injury, or what was the anyway, those people were using something other than an electronic cigarette.
This article's making my head hurt.
I know, right? A new lung condition called EVALI was discovered just before the COVID-19 pandemic. It stands for e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury. Mm-hmm. During a 10-month outbreak of EVALI in Utah, the Utah Department of Health and Human Services reports there was only one death recorded. The state has not tracked EVALI deaths since 2020. However, doctors said that there was a high number of cases. According to Dr. Dixie Harris, a pulmonary critical care physician at Intermountain Healthcare, Utah has had some of the most cases of EVALI.
I'm telling you, there's like
Utah
16.
has had some of the most cases of EVALI in the country per capita.
Yeah, it's just not well.
Kevin, we should really offer our services to these news outlets to fix their shit.
Well, I've been told I write funny, and that's okay because I talk funny.
Well, you are funny in a not ha way, but in a cringy, weird, creepy way. But anyway,
this quote is weird.
Okay, so here's a quote. It says, "It can happen with someone who starts vaping and has only vaped a little bit, or somebody who has vaped a fair amount," said Dr. Harris.
A doctor doesn't speak that way. It can happen with someone who starts vaping.
Her name is Dixie, Kevin.
Vaped. Oh my
Dr. Dixie Harris.
All right. What doctor of what?
Pulmonary. She's a pulmonary critical care physician.
Oh, Jesus. As Janine said, who wrote this shit, Kevin?
Oh.
No, it wasn't me. No, that's not what she said. She didn't say Kevin.
Oh,
wow.
I know Janine would never say that about you.
This is like just, God, I could have wrote this better.
This is also a TV reporter.
No, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. But anyway, Dr. Harris said vaping only became popular in the United States about 7 years ago. That's not true. I've been vaping for 11 years. And so we don't know the long-term effects of vaping, either nicotine or THC.
Wait till you get to the next one.
We're seeing some changes that look like it could be a precursor to cancer. We just haven't had people vaping long enough to know the risk, Harris said.
That cannot be a doctor's quote.
That is it is attributed to. Recently, Intermountain studied 73 Utah EVALI patients. After 12 months, they found that half had respiratory limitations, 59% had anxiety or depression, and 38% had quit vaping altogether. Dr. Harris also said 9 out of 10 patients had some form of marijuana or THC in their vaping products. She said vaping nicotine is very harmful as well.
Just a second.
I just want to be there once, Kevin.
People. Oh my God.
Vaping nicotine is extremely addictive, Harris said. Nicotine is considered as addictive or more addictive than heroin.
Yes, it is. Oh my God, because they said so, of course. Oh my God.
I've never done heroin,
This is like one of the worst
But
ones I've seen.
I have dealt with plenty of patients that have done heroin, and yeah, they had a much harder time quitting heroin than quitting vaping.
See, you're demoralizing us, and fuck me.
Not on your best day. Not with Chris Big Knowledge Garland's penis and Janine pushing. There's just no way that I would fuck you, Kevin. No way.
What? I didn't know where you were going with that.
It took a long time to get there, but I eventually got there.
Mallory, you may be right. I don't know if they just grabbed some tweets and shoved it in or what. I don't know. This is like probably, I'd say top 3 of the most bullshit media that I've seen. This is the weirdest written and structured article ever.
Well, it is from Utah, so this is in Mormonish, I guess. I don't know. It says Harris said they are learning more and more about the potential harms of vaping, and she suggests people don't breathe anything into their lungs but clean air.
Right.
Well, then where the fuck are you living? Because there's no such thing as clean air in any urban areas
that I'm aware of. I've never been to Utah.
If you're in a city environment where vehicles are driving and buses are going and
planes,
there's no such thing as clean air.
Big things in the sky are probably worse for us than anything.
I mean, I'm sure if I went up to like Tuktoyaktuk in Saskatchewan or somewhere, where there's not any factories and there's not as many cars and there's lots of trees. Well, I don't know if there's lots of trees in Tuktoyaktuk, but you get the idea. Then you might relatively have, Speaking of brush fires, Kevin.
Yeah.
Because Chris Big Knowledge Garland just typed brush fires ... in the chat room.
He's eating a Hershey bar watching the fire.
Obviously everyone is seeing on Twitter, like Germany and parts of Europe are on fire right now.
Ooh.
And what's funny is I said to one of my grumpy older patients today, because they're older.
Are you seeing
they're even older than you.
You're seeing Ed? Okay.
Anyway, I said, "Oh, did you see on the news? There's fires in Germany," and they're like, "It's about time they see what we live through in California." And I'm like, "Whoa!" I was expecting there to be a burn Krauts burn or something.
Wow.
But yeah, it's about time they see what we had to live through every year in California.
That would have fit beautifully inside of this article.
Yeah. So anyway, Akers family hopes that there can be more regulation or oversight of these products so no one has to deal with the loss they have. Just an open person that was smart and really genuine person. This is a quote from... So I'm reading this quote. Okay, just an open person that was smart and really genuine person. So it's because there's too many persons in the sentence. You just enjoy talking to about everything. That's honestly what I miss the most, said Taylor, her son. Her sister says, I miss her incredibly. For addiction and recovery help, visit the Addicted Utah Resources page.
Does this say sponsored by at the top or something?
No, this is not a paid hit piece.
Just checking.
Okay, this is obviously a bad doctor piece, though, because like the doctor wrote on her death certificate that this was vaping related death.
Right.
Even though she was a lifetime smoker, apparently.
Well, we didn't know enough, so we'll just have to put this down.
Those damn cigarettes, we don't know what's in them.
We've always done it this way. Relax. The journalist. The journalist. Oh my God. Do you remember in the olden days you hear the news and then you'd make your own assessments of what you just heard.
Well, I mean,
move on with your day.
Obviously, the olden days for you, would be different than the olden days for me.
The 40s, right? Yeah. See here, see.
You had good night and good luck. Like,
Good luck.
I had Walter Cronkite.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
That's actually a very good movie.
Oh.
I suggested everybody read that or watch that movie. Good night and good luck.
Hi, Shannon.
Shannon's been here. I said hello to her earlier.
I don't understand why you just put me through all that.
Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet.
For that, I don't like you. And for other things, I don't like you.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. I don't care. So, we're always trying to figure out how these kids are getting vaping products, Kevin.
Well, of course.
Like, it's already illegal for them.
Oftentimes I sit outside and watch.
There's this old song that was out when I was in high school, so you would have been like 40 by then, but it was a band called Skid Row.
Yeah.
And it was called Youth Gone Wild.
Yes.
I think today we're in a Youth Gone Wild situation.
Absolutely.
And all of these all of them need to be brought back in line. But anyway, I figured it out. This is how kids are getting vaping products.
All right.
So it says here, 3 teens taken into custody following break-in at local vape shop.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
It says here, the Lincoln Police Department put 3 teenagers into custody following a break-in at a vape shop in East Lincoln around 12:56 a.m. I have to know, if you have a teenage child, and how are they out on a Monday fucking night at 12:56 a.m.?
Because, wait a minute. East Lincoln, where's that at? Is that
it's Nebraska.
Because there's clean air there too, right? Oh.
Well, in the parts that are like nothing but like cornfields and shit. Yeah, I mean. So officers were dispatched to a burglary in progress at Lincoln Vapor off of 40th and O Streets. That's an O. That's not a 0. LPD said a nearby resident reported seeing people on bicycles near the vape store and then heard what they described as a banging on a window. Responding officers found one of the store's front windows shattered, according to police. See, this is also one of those this is a redundant clause. So responding officers found one of the store windows shattered, period. Right. Why do you have to include according to police? The responding officers found it. So it's assumed that they are the ones telling you.
Those are the police.
LPD said additional officers saw people fleeing the area near 40th and J Streets, and a perimeter was set. 3 boys were taken into custody. This is where if you have a 13 or a 14-year-old kid at 1 a.m. on a Monday and they're not in their fucking beds, you need to be put in jail. Right. They're out on their bikes at 1 a.m.
So parenting is an action verb? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So police said all 3 teenagers were referred for burglary. LPD investigators estimate the store loss at $150 and the damage to the window along with the frame to be about $1,350. So, okay. So, I preface this by saying this is how they're getting the vapes. Because guess what, Kevin? So that was 13, 14, and 17-year-old crime lords there. On bikes, on their getaway.
But I've been assured there's going to never, ever be a black market, Patrick. So this is probably just a fake story.
Well, there doesn't have to be a black market when they're B&E experts.
They're swiping them at the counter, or they're stealing it at 2 a.m, or they're doing the straw purchases. Those are the only 3 ways they get it.
So 13, 14, and 17. Here, the next day, 2 14-year-olds charged with robbery and assault out of a tobacco and vape shop.
They just got caught yesterday. We know we can do it. Let's go do it.
This is Germantown, Maryland. Two
my
juveniles upset
No.
that they were kicked out of a Germantown tobacco and vape shop returned later in ski masks to rob the store. Montgomery County Police report on Thursday at approximately 6 p.m. where officers were dispatched to the tobacco and vape zone in the 13,000 block of Wisteria Drive in Germantown. Earlier that day at approximately 3:15, a store employee was sitting outside the store when three teenagers approached the front of the store. The employee recognized the three teens and told all three that they were too young to enter the store and to leave. Words were exchanged between the teens and the employee, and the teens left. According to police, a short time later, two of the juveniles returned with suspect number one wearing a black ski mask covering his face and head. He walked quickly to the front door and entered the store. As the employee stood up to stop him from going inside, a suspect number two attempted to hit the victim, MCD said in a police report or police press release today. Once inside the store, suspect number one went behind the counter. The employee found and attempted to remove him from the counter. There was a physical altercation between the suspect number one and the store employee. The suspect then grabbed several tobacco products, and the victim attempted to call 911, but the suspect knocked the phones out of his hand.
He's lucky he didn't get shot.
Depending on now, when I was 21, and I would, if I had a job like this when I was 21, because I'm just extrapolating, and two little ruffian 14-year-olds came up to me and like started to try to fight me,
trying to assert themselves.
some little 14-year-old would be picking the glass from the counter out of his ass, because like Kevin's face in that brick wall back there.
Oh my God, this is so sad.
The second suspect, who had been outside, put his ski mask on and entered the store. So he didn't have it on when he started to fight the guy outside, but he put it on when he came inside.
They should have just waited till they were closed. Sounds
like the kids in Nebraska. Just smash a window and steal some stuff.
You know.
Both suspects then fled the store and ran behind the shopping center. On July 8th of 2022, a 5th District Patrol officer recognized the suspects from the robbery after seeing their pictures. He observed three juveniles walking into the Century Boulevard near Crystal Rock Drive. The officer exited his marked patrol vehicle and asked the group to stop. They all suicided by cop. All three juveniles ran. After a brief foot chase, suspect number one was apprehended. He was arrested and transported to 5D station. The other teen suspect was located a short time later. So this is how they're doing it, dude. These kids are turning to B&E and assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
These kids are out of fucking control, Kevin.
Yeah, they are.
You're mini you is going to be 14 years old soon.
I'll beat that boy's ass. Not really, but yeah, he'll know. He'll know better. Much.
Just saying. And so that was two 14-year-olds, a 13-year-old, another 14-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
Dave, what I've already told Jeremy is I hope he's having fun raising himself, because it started already and it's amusing as fuck to me, but you can only do so much. Look at that.
That's the only way I can tell how much space is in there.
Yeah. It's like witchcraft.
Is to turn it upside down like that. Because when you turn it up right side up, you can't, it looks like there's much more space in there.
Yeah.
But there's not. That's an optical illusion.
So where are these parents that are against vaping, and why are they not helping these children out so bad? That they're not doing their job? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Kevin. When I was 14 years old,
useless.
when I was 14 years old, I did break the rules and I wasn't always home. But if I got caught,
Right.
there would have been an ass beating, Kevin.
Well, that's why
It
you're
wouldn't-
ugly, because
there
she beat the
No,
pretty off you. No.
this
Look at
you can't you can't say bad things about this, Kevin. This
You're
is perfect.
so vain.
See, look.
Lord.
Yes.
So, how do we stop these little juvenile delinquents?
You beat their asses until they.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
I mean, I can't say this in any other way, Kevin.
What?
You beat their asses until like they can't, like they're so like dazed from the beating that they can't think of like evil little shit like this.
You know, I've got a fine structure, and nobody likes it because I figure you're going to fine the children, you know, like $500 for the first offense, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, because Karen will eventually run out of money, and will make that child understand.
Here's the thing, Kevin. If they find every one of these little brats every time they did something wrong,
yeah,
mom and dad would eventually stand up and do their job.
That's
because
what
their
I'm saying.
bank accounts would be getting empty.
That's what I'm saying. Because Karen will do what she needs to do eventually.
You know, if you take away mommy Xanax and fucking Chardonnay,
right,
she's eventually going to get pissed and she's going to do her job.
Right. But they said that's not right. We don't like that.
These fucking helicopter parents, dude. So this week, Truth Initiative. This is a real tweet. This is
Truth Manipulative.
This is not from this is not satire, Kevin.
I know. I saw it.
It says nicotine overload for FDA ? They're in the impossible situation of attempting to review millions of applications to sell both traditional tobacco-derived nicotine and synthetic nicotine products. Per the CEO of Truth Manipulative, Kevin Koval. I called you Kevin. You know what I meant. Robin Koval, not Kevin Koval. So too, there's a piece.
I'm tired of editing their tweet.
There's a piece here. This is threaded 1 through 5. They're linking a thing about the FDA's having to pause their ban. So then number 3 says, we urge the agency to prioritize reviews of electronic cigarette companies that sell the most products and are popular among kids.
Yes.
Well, if you're taking away the most popular products that are enticing or popular among kids, Juul wouldn't be on that list.
No, Puff would be.
Juul's gone off that list. It's now Puff and
gone. Been 2 years.
Other things. So then it says 4 of 5. They should remove from the market all non-authorized e-cigarettes, even those whose manufacturers have submitted applications for which the agency has not completed reviews.
Yeah, that'd be right.
So punish the guys that are doing it right. That's what Truth Initiative is trying to do. Punish the people that are following the rules. Because guess what? If you punish the legal ones, if you punish the people that are doing right, all you're going to do is push them into the black market.
Correct.
So then they're all going to be evil, Kevin.
That's correct.
Let's force these people that want to help people quit smoking. Let's push them into the black market. Let's make them the bad guys.
Let me play devil's advocate for a minute. If it goes to the black market, what happens? Now they have more to do, Patrick. See?
No. Now they have more ammunition to say, see, we told you.
Because if there's nothing to complain about,
Yeah. And so 5 of 5. Time is of the essence, as every day of delay results in hundreds of new products flooding the market, more young people taking a first hit, and smokers uncertain whether these products will truly help or are even safe to use. More on synthetic nicotine, and then there's a link to their own website.
Well, that's an only partially true statement. It depends on what the success rates of the breaking and enterings and the robberies are, right? I mean, if the kids are trying,
Now we also have to include the harms of the people that these 14-year-olds are attacking, because apparently the adults that are in these businesses can't defend themselves.
Right.
I'm gonna knock the fuck out some brat trying to.
Because you know what? if you were 14 and you were in my cab, I wouldn't ask how old you were.
Yeah, I'm not carding you before I beat your ass.
No.
Sorry.
Or maybe I can get my ass beat, whichever.
I'll give a 14-year-old that first swing, just so I can say, hey, I didn't assault him first. I did finish it though. So unless this is some giant like 14-year-old like Andre the Giant that's like 7 foot tall and 14, he's going down.
No.
But guess what? Guess what though, Kevin?
What?
I replied to this. Because my reply is right there. Boom.
Oh, look what you did. Look at that.
And then I said, hey, this is old news to all of you guys, but guess what? This is right out of the mouth of one of the founders of Parents versus Vaping. He's smarter than about childhood behavior than his parents. You'd get better results if you banned helicopter parenting. See, that's my new thing there.
Ain't that right?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, we're just going to play it because it's here.
All right. Sound. You're messing with it.
So he used these products, but he doesn't anymore. So they must not be that hard to quit, Kevin.
No, Aaron's little hellion quit overnight or in one day after. I don't even remember the crazy bitch's name.
So now they're saying there's no sound. Did you hear it?
I did not. I said it, but you muted me just after or just before I said it.
Well, I've got sound. It's played in my headphones.
That's because you're the boss.
No, it's. Yeah. Let me try this again.
Fine.
Do you hear?
No.
No sound?
No sound, sir.
Well.
Patricia Arquette said something about COVID, and then Aaron said, my 17-year-old son just quit because of your message.
Yeah, but that wasn't his mom. That was
right. Yeah.
That's Mince. What's her name?
Yeah. Aaron.
I don't know what to tell you because I had sound. It played in my headphones.
Yeah.
It's because it's all Kevin's fault.
Exactly.
It is all Kevin's fault.
Truth manipulative. That's what it is.
And then my Norton screen thing comes up. I don't know. But anyway, Caleb was saying if you tell a kid not to do something, that the first thing they're going to do is do that thing that you told them not to do, essentially. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know why, because it says I'm sharing the screen audio and all that.
Did you click sound? Remember
yes. Yes. No, it's clicked. It's got a sound icon and everything. Let me.
Yes. Blame Kevin.
Hashtag blame Kevin. Yep. I'm gonna do a new share screen.
Blame me again, just in case.
Okay.
This don't work.
Let me know if you hear audio now.
Caleb, did you ever take up smoking or try any e-cigarettes as a result?
Huh. Maybe it was because that was an old share screen. I don't know. Anyway, Caleb admitted.
Kevinitis or what?
No, I think the computer's just catching something from your retardedness over here on my computer. Just saying.
He embarrassed them completely.
Yes.
And I thought it was hilarious.
The thing is they will never acknowledge every time, because I've had that clip for about a year.
Yeah.
Over a year. And I have re-uploaded it on Twitter like 100 times.
Yep.
On paved tweets, on none of them will ever acknowledge that the boy basically says, we're going to do what we want to do, regardless of what you tell us.
Ain't that neat? Sounds like me.
Like, that is literally what he said. So
they've all broken the law.
Breaking the law.
That is
so Kevin, there's a British scientist.
What? Really?
Who says that we need to be really concerned about popcorn lung.
Oh, I am. I stay far away from popcorn as I can.
I don't like popcorn. I only eat it at the movies. I don't like it at any other time.
Yeah.
But hey, there's video.
Sara.
So let me give me a clear and concise head nod if you can hear sound once I play. Now, if there's ads, we're going to have to sit through. There will be ads because it says right here, loading ad.
Yep.
But it's just a spinning.
That's what we look like when I lose internet.
Spinning.
Oh.
Spinning. Maybe I'll just read the article.
And while we're talking about PAVE and the other idiots, there is no reason for government to listen to or take advice from non-profit alleged agencies.
Well, but those are the wives of contributors. Those are wives of contributors, Kevin. Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to play the fucking video. We're just going to read the article. How about that? Vaping health hazard. Dr. Sara warns of popcorn lung and inflammatory lung disease. So this is from Dr. Sara Kayat. Come on. Go away. There you go. Dr. Sara Kayat revealed millions of people who vape in the UK could be at risk of developing popcorn lung and inflammatory lung. Millions of people in the UK, Kevin.
Could. Yep, could.
Millions.
Could not.
Appearing on ITVs this morning alongside TV presenters Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary, Dr. Sara Kayat warned of the health dangers associated with vaping. Associated with gum disease, there are lots of other concerns that are starting to bubble, Dr. Kayat began. The most concerning are lung injuries. There's a condition, popcorn lung. It's an inflammatory lung disease that can occur as a result of vaping. Asthma and Lung UK, a leading charity, explained that popcorn lung is medically referred to as bronchiolitis obliterans. And then there's bronchiolitis obliterans describes permanent damage to the small breathing tubes caused by inflammation and scarring. One of the main causes of the condition is breathing in chemicals that irritate the lungs.
Thanks for that, Dr. Obvious.
And also the only way to actually diagnose this is to rip the lungs out of people and do a biopsy. You can only detect this disease in a post-mortem examination, Kevin. Did you?
Dead. When you're dead.
Yeah, that's the only way.
So you can't develop it and know it is. Yeah. It would be if you do have it, they would say, well, you have it, you're going to die. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, they say, we think you have it. We're going to have to do a lung transplant and then test the lungs afterwards.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, there is no cure. The only solution is new lungs. And obviously, if you're a smoker, especially if you're a current smoker, you don't even qualify. They will not give you, put you on the transplant list.
Right.
So if you're vaping,
that doesn't matter.
And
Patrick,
you're current, you're
smoking safe and popcorn lung is.
You actually have to quit to prove that you will quit and stay quit for like 6 months before they will even agree. It's the same thing with kidney transplants. If you're a drinker, they're going to test your ass, make sure that you're not going to ruin the kidney that they're giving you. So anyway, the Genetic and Rare Diseases Center, GARD, lists symptoms such as dry cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, wheezing in the absence of a cold or asthma. Well, that's Kevin.
I had all that when I smoked. I must have had popcorn lung.
And anytime you exercise. Symptoms can flare up while exercising or doing manual labor, said the American Lung Association. So obviously, everyone must have it because, if you're you got a dry cough or shortness of breath or fatigue or wheezing when you're doing manual labor, you obviously have popcorn lung. The organization added, not everyone with bronchiolitis obliterans will have symptoms. What?
What?
Not everyone with bronchiolitis obliterans will have symptoms.
Well, they'll be dead then, right? Is that what they're trying to say?
Diagnosis will involve a doctor listening to your breathing and ordering a chest X-ray or CT scan with lung function tests.
No.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. All right, I gotta
just take me off the screen and go.
Oh, dear Lord. Bronchiolitis obliterans.
Wow.
Diagnosis.
Wow. I'm going to laugh if it pulls up.
Do not refer to the American Lung Association when reading this, by the way.
No. Wow.
Yeah. So let's go to diagnosis management of bronchiolitis obliterans from an actual European respiratory journal.
Oh, real doctors. Okay.
Yes. Let's go ahead and let's just nip this bullshit right in the bud right now. I'll make it bigger there. Bronchiolitis obliterans is a major complication of lung transplantation that is associated with poor survival, but you won't have any symptoms, apparently. The International Society for Heart and Lung Transplantation, the American Thoracic Society, the European Respiratory Society convened a committee. Now, a lot of people get bronchiolitis obliterans after they've had lung transplant, by the way. This is
right.
This is not only popcorn lung, but it is a it has more than one pathology.
It's a thing.
So anyway, in their qualifications here, let's go down to 2. Where's 2? So criteria 2, I'm looking for that. Let me find it. It says basically, where did that table of contents go? Yeah. Diagnosis. So essentially, they have to do a lung biopsy. They can't diagnose this by listening to your fucking chest or lungs.
Why not?
Because that's,
But they just said they could on a regular article.
That's some stupid ass British dumbass. Sorry, Richard. Yeah, this actually has to be done on, as a lung biopsy.
I was going to say deathbed, right?
Yeah, normally, yes. But for the vast majority of cases of bronchiolitis obliterans are due to body rejecting lungs via heart-lung transplant, so forth and so on. Blah, blah, blah. But yes, you cannot diagnose this by listening to somebody's fucking chest. Yes, Kevin has an echo. I don't know why, because he's got a hollow head.
I have no idea.
You do have a hum in the background, but that's your air conditioner.
Yeah, probably.
And your wife is not going to allow you to.
No.
Kevin, I don't understand. I don't get why these people are so stupid.
I do.
Yeah. Here, I found a sentence I'll read. All right. Many lung transplant recipients develop delayed allograft. Now, an allograft is a transplant from it's a autograft is from yourself. Allograft is from something else. Allograft dysfunction that has been traditionally referred to as bronchiolitis obliterans syndrome, which is thought to be caused by inflammation, destruction, and fibrosis of small airways in the lung. Allograft that leads to obliterative bronchiolitis. Because a definitive diagnosis is difficult to make without a surgical lung biopsy, a decrease in the forced expiratory volume, blah, 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 has been used as a surrogate marker to identify victims, blah, blah, blah. However, it is now recognized that numerous factors, apart from blah, 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 can lead to delayed onset. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, expiratory testing, like lung volume testing, is not a good way of test. Yeah.
Well, but they said it was.
Because they're fucking idiots, Kevin.
Here, breathe into this.
But they also say everybody with a disease called bronchiolitis obliterans will have symptoms.
Not everyone with bronchiolitis obliterans will have symptoms.
So how can you have obliterated bronchioles? That's essentially what this is Latin for destroyed bronchioles.
You think you'd know?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do I even do this, Kevin?
It's tiring, isn't it?
Why?
I don't know. I really don't sometimes. Some of them so fucking wrong.
Richard will really love this one.
Are you lying?
I think Richard will love this one.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I was breech. I was born ready.
You were breech?
Feet first. Came out ready for action.
So you didn't have the thing wrapped around your neck.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah. So advocates. Oh, let's see.
Is that you or me?
Yeah, no, this is me because there's an Amber Alert. Look at this.
Yay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kids all abducted their siblings.
Wow.
So, mommy custodial abduction. Advocates fighting tobacco epidemic in developing countries face intimidation, says new study.
Oh my God.
This is from the University of Bath, so we know it's got to be good, Kevin.
You take the floor. Go ahead.
It's got to be good, Kevin, right? Because it's from the University of Bath. It's got to be clean because it's bathed.
Richard. He says, "Oh Lord, not this." We tell you stuff good or bad.
This was published today. It was updated today. It was published on the 19th and updated today.
Oh, they updated it. Oh.
Yes. So Intimidation of public health advocates who are working to save people's lives by fighting the tobacco epidemic disrupts their work and reduces its impact.
Right.
So the tobacco control people feel like they are the ones being attacked, Kevin.
Yes.
They are being intimidated.
Probably by bots known as.
And then there's a picture of some like shadowy dude in a black hoodie.
Yeah. I think that's Richard.
Richard, do you have a black hoodie? Really?
That's so sad.
They say that I have that you have an echo when I'm sharing a screen. That makes no sense to me.
We'll find out now.
Let me fix this real quick. Let me
Okay.
do it again. So there's
1, 2,
no echo now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, now I'm gonna go to share screen. I'm gonna share that screen, just that screen. Do you have an echo now, Kevin? Say testes, 1, 2, 3.
Testes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I don't hear it.
Is there an echo?
I don't hear it.
I don't hear an echo. I think people are just making shit up just to make me.
No, there was an echo.
I don't believe you. I didn't hear it. Intimidatory tactics are affecting the work of tobacco control advocates and researchers in low and middle income countries.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Based on testimonies from tobacco control advocates and researchers working in different regions across the globe, the new study from the Tobacco Control Research Group at the University of Bath, published in Tobacco Control, the journal, indicates that intimidation seems to be happening in a coordinated way, suggesting targeted attacks.
Yeah.
Intimidation tactics include social media slurs, but also legal cases brought against the individuals or organizations, as well as more covert tactics. Whilst it is not always possible to identify the source of the intimidation, in certain cases, this was evidenced through legal cases brought against advocates or their organizations with tobaccos named as the plaintiff. Tobacco companies named as the plaintiff.
Uh-huh.
The research used a mixture of surveys and interviews. The team interviewed 6 experts from across all World Health Organization regions: Africa, the Americas, Eastern Mediterranean, Europe, Southeast Asia, Western Pacific. 23 members of the tobacco control community from 18 countries completed a questionnaire about their experiences. Participants were asked about their experiences of intimidate. See, this is why you should just ignore to hear Turk.
Why?
Because your intimidation is now being used against us, Kevin.
Don't tell me I'm on this study. Can't imagine that that's me. It's probably all Ed.
No, I'm telling you, right at the bottom of this, it says, and this is you vaping it.
Oh my God.
Participants were asked about their experiences of intimidation, defined as actions of frightening or threatening someone, usually to persuade them to do something that one wants them to do. Almost 3 in 4 participants reported that they or their colleagues, another member of the tobacco control community in their country, had experienced some sort of intimidation. Mallory is claiming responsibility, Kevin. You know, after like a terrorist bombing, the organization claims responsibility.
Yep.
That's what's going on with old Mallory over there.
I love our friends. I really do.
Overt forms of intimidation aiming to discredit individuals and their works via social media were experienced most frequently. Legal threats and actions were also commonly reported. More covert. Now, how can legal proceedings be considered intimidation?
Well,
You are following the legal process to discount the veracity of these persons' statements.
we're at the moment on the tobacco control math side of things. So calm down, Karen.
More covert forms of intimidation took numerous forms. More covert forms of intimidation took numerous forms.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Including threatening messages or cyber attacks, physical intimidation and even violence, burglary and theft, surveillance and formal complaints.
Uh-huh.
Y'all quit following Tahir Turk around. Or that African dude that I always fight with because he says stupid things.
Oh, yeah.
The health minister from like Nigeria or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He says some really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
That guy. I feel really bad for Joseph.
Me too.
Because he's got a lot of stupid people to fight with over there.
Yes, he does.
We love Joseph Magira, by the way. We'd love to get him on the show.
Yes.
Yes, Gitali. That's the one. Steve is right. That's the guy. Over 2/5 of participants reported either experiencing one or more of these more covert intimidatory tactics directly, or were aware that another member of their tobacco control community had been intimidated in one of these ways. So when we say to
Nope, that don't count.
What's his name? That he that shall remain nameless, that likes to look at boobs.
Oh, Dr. Puffin stuff. Yeah.
That they're claiming that us pointing out the fact that he is a sexual harasser, that's intimidation.
Yeah, well,
apparently.
Fuck them.
The circumstances, the timing, and the methods, and the targeting were more what led us to have the firm conviction that this was not just a random job. So if 100 of us point out that Dr. Puffin stuff likes to look at female breasts of his underlings, then that is a coordinated attack.
Sure it is. Well, he's not in Africa, so fuck him.
Well, but he's in the Americas, and that was one of the...
Oh, it did say Americas. That's right.
It did. The Americas. So, that's all of us over here in the North and South and Central Americas.
Yeah.
So, okay, if... Panama just passed some shitty legislation. If we had said something bad... Because we were all planning on going to Panama for a really cool, we're going to protest at COP.
Yep.
But since they passed a really shitty rule, I don't know if I'm going or now. I think I'm still allowed to have. I just can't buy it or sell it, I guess is the rule. I think that's what's his name said in the chat room the other day. First, such attacks have an effect at organization level, taking up valuable time and resources, one said. So their 18-year-old social media intern has to spend a few extra seconds replying on Twitter or blocking our tweets.
Right.
That's having an effect on the organization.
Right.
So it says here, there's a quote, "I have to spend more time preparing for possible industry attacks. When I'm proposing an action, there is a huge quantity of energy spent on dismantling the allegations of the industry." They've never actually dismantled any of mine, Kevin.
Neither have they of mine.
They've never even attempted
to
dismantle our argument because they can't.
They can't. Right. See?
So you still have to go, sorry guys, is for commercialization and smoke-free areas. So I can't sell it, and I can't use it in smoke-free areas, but I can still have it for myself and use it in smoking areas. Is that right, Jeffrey? Because I'll still go and sit at a bar and drink if Henage is there, we're gonna have a ball.
Ooh. And you can always bring a chocolate bar if you don't have a vape. So there you go.
I would never do. I no.
Ooh, see what Richard says?
Oh shit! Talking about Screaming Mad Stan, we have an official request to remove some content from his wiki page. Have said no because it's true. Yes, no, you absolutely can. I stand to your guns on that one, Richard.
Two things. One, he has an official request. Two,
I would be publishing that official request along with my reply saying no because it's true, and here, and here are the evidence of our statement being true.
And two, Richard's getting some hits on that damn site. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, Richard. That's actually just almost made me like Patrick. It's so close.
So, Kevin, if we go to Panama, you're not going to go?
No, I'm not going to Panama.
Why not?
I can barely get out of the heights.
Take a Xanax when you get on the plane. I know you're a coward and you got a yellow streak a mile wide, but
no,
it's just an airplane.
If you set me next,
it's not like we're flying into Honduras, which I have done.
Well, first of all, yeah, but you were probably armed. Were you or were you not?
No, I was not allowed because
you were
I
not
was
allowed.
A blue vest.
See,
I was a blue vest. Not allowed to carry a gun when you're a blue vest, Kevin.
There's part of the problem.
I'm not a blue vest now, and I have a. Oh no, I'm sure
I can't drive down there with it.
Panama probably doesn't reciprocate. You can. You might get
right.
You might get pulled over by a federale, and you have to pay. Keep a couple $1,000s cash on you for bribes, but you can make
a couple thousand to get back in. No, I'm not flying down there, and I'm not driving down there. Are you done with this bullshit?
Yeah, they're just complaining that we're picking on them.
So I kind of read through that just as fast.
Quit picking on me.
As fast as I could go.
Jeffrey says you can come on a bus.
First of all, it's testimony, right? Second of all, they can't identify some sources. Third of all, this sounds like tobacco controls. Just you stack all this crap up. It's anecdotal bullshit. It's hearsay. Well, my friend over here at this place said the same thing, and I was really concerned. 2/5 of 26 fucking people. What are you on fucking dope? How are you doing that? And resources, and they're trying to defend their shit. They cannot, which you've already done. You've already said that. So this is probably one of the sadder scream tests that I've seen in a while. No more, no less than Ruth to me. Because they're fighting the good fight, Patrick, and we really should stop picking on them motherfuckers. That's all I know. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking to see how expensive it is to fly to Panama.
Are you looking at porn again?
No, I'm doing a travel search.
This is just in case.
Oh, you got headphones.
I do have.
It's going to cost me $871.
Oh my God. No. Don't even try. No, not me. Nope.
And that's 2 stops. That's like
just
flying from here to Dallas and then to Miami and from Miami to Panama. That's not right. That's Panama City.
Yeah.
That's not right. Give me a minute here. I gotta go.
Are you on the pot?
I wish.
Are you on the dope?
I'm not allowed.
So I think tobacco control experts that wrote this paper really just have one big bowl over their damn head, and it needs to be wrung a few more times than necessary. Because
what is the airport in Panama? Balboa, right? Yeah.
Yes, I have no idea.
I've flown into Balboa before.
So why is it that they're anecdotal anecdotes are true and our anecdotal anecdotes are untrue. Our testimonies are unfounded and theirs are founded. 26 of them. Whole 20 fucking 6 of them.
I'm still looking for.
I'm just gonna blame Ed from now on. I think Ed's gonna be the one that's responsible for the rest of the stress for the evening.
I'm gonna go to a different Panama.
Or skip.
There's multiple airports in Panama.
We'll pick one. And just for fun, Dad flew forever. He had 2 problems. He loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I have no problem flying.
I don't have any problems with it. I don't like it.
Because you're a chicken?
Wait a minute, Richard. You can't remove that. That would be illegal. The shoe eating has to stay, and the misconduct is absolute. I'll rephrase. Shall stay. He said that. That's what he said.
I said what?
Puff and Stuff said if they find that vaping is 95% safer, he would eat his shoe in 2015 or 16, I think. It was a Rolling Stone article. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
There's all kinds of fucking memes about it. I will eat my shoe. Do you want the article? I will.
Are you going to eat a shoe?
He will eat a shoe if it's proven to be 95% safer. And then he retired just before the shoe eating contest commenced. Ask Ed. I'm amazed you didn't know that.
Wow. So yeah, it's $871.
I love you, Richard.
Somebody's gonna have to loan me $871 to fly to Panama.
And fuck Stan, because you didn't say that he said that. He said that, and it was a different article, and fuck him. Maybe we can have it. I think you should reach out to Stan and see if he'll come on the show.
I have. He won't because he's a chicken shit.
Oh, okay.
And I dare him to sue me for calling him a chicken shit because I can prove he is. It's provable.
Hold on.
So there's babblings and mumblings from a chucklehead here, Kevin.
Chuckleheads.
Damn it!
Let me see if I can be real.
You stole the same picture from the bath piece.
No, that's not the same one, is it?
Well, it's a guy in a hoodie.
No, that's not the same. It's not the same. It's close. Did I lose you?
No.
Okay. I'm looking down this screen here and it was thinking.
Are you going to read this? Are you at least going to tell people what it is that they're reading?
There. Good. Ready?
I'm ready. I'm going to go get water.
Okay. I didn't know if I was being cut off. I'm going to go get water.
Well, I'm going to go get something to drink.
Is public health guided by a code of ethics? Do they manufacture fear utilizing a greater good, quote, behavioral science theory as form of social control? I forgot an A, didn't I? Is adding we can all agree to narrate, manipulate public opinion, changing health outcomes for the public at large. That's all of us, you and me and everybody else. Have expectations versus reality concerning what's best for you reared their ugly heads over time. Trust, I'm reading that funny, and the morality factor public health thrives on had to come to light eventually. Not everyone has to be in Panama. November 23. Oh, I'm not coming. I'd love to come, but I'm not coming. Now, Patrick, you're gone too long, so I got to be able to scroll here. Let's see if I have this right. I tweeted this. Science is science. Junk science isn't science. Correlation isn't science. Pseudoscience isn't science. Science-based isn't science. Behavioral science is pseudoscience. Trust the science means there was no science, depending on someone's, oh, you're moving it. Stop. Depending on someone's interpretation and eventually presentation, along with a silent wink of encouraged speculation. So I wrote this because of truth starting out, and I get further down. Their science should always be questioned. Isn't that how science works? Alas, my tobacco control math skills could be wrong, but I'll get back to that. So this is a research integrity thing, and the very bottom of that says, no, you're going too fast. Yeah. Research standards do not include, I can barely read it, honest error or difference of opinion. So honest error, difference of opinion, Patrick. So I write something, and then you see it and you go, Cav, that's just wrong. Well, hang on, Patrick. We've always done this way. It's fine. Oh, well, we just have a difference of opinion. So it's not really misconduct then, is it? No, let's squash that. We can still be friends, right? Is that how it works? Obviously, yeah, sure. That's how it works. Huh? What?
Yeah.
So I go down to theoretical rhetoric. Yeah, that's what I said. Narratives, public opinion. The Truth Initiative, who I don't troll like I used to. I used to troll the shit out of them, especially on Facebook, because there's so many more comments on Facebook in the late 2015, 16s. So I found, because of a sponsored post that they spend so much money on, that there are people, just regular old people, it seems, stating things and defending us without actually saying vaping. They're not saying smoking. They're not saying, they're just saying you're idiots. You're complete idiots. So I really appreciated that. They didn't mention synthetic nic, which is what the one post was about. There was another one about menthol ban. So there's 3 quotes. Keep the government out of people's personal business or decisions, rather, Jim said. Andy, how about if you just let people make decisions about what they want to consume for themselves? And Ray, leave people alone, which is, I like Ray. So I looked at a few others, and there's more. It's they're not vapors, Patrick, because it was, it was you and Demetrius and all the people, all the same subjects that we all know. I didn't see anybody. I was amazed. So while I was writing this, or right after I wrote this, Philip had this to say. It was a tweet, and I'm like, well, I got it. That fits. Writing this down, one of the most effective tactics of the tobacco control establishment has always been to fabricate public outcry. The children. Think of the children. Whether it's thinking of the children or thinking of your own children about vaping in the media or smoking, when in fact no such far-reaching public concern exists, which I just showed. Shut up, leave us alone. And then I show the bath thing, which that's all my crap. But basically what I just told you. 2/5. How the fuck do you get 2/5 out of 30 people or 26 people? What are you talking about? Why are you doing that? So it got me a little worked up, and then I had to
2/5 is even 1/2.
Pardon?
It's not even 1/2.
And then I added Charlie. I added Dr. Gardner's in there because I asked him that a while back. Have you ever seen anything this insane? More referencing the bath thing than the truth. And I really didn't. I was going to do 2, and I thought, well, I'll just put them into 1 because I didn't want to do 2. But you can read what he says. After 25 years, he still can't figure this out. He's never seen it this crazy, and his faith is shaken, right? I can't imagine that that's changed in 2 years, 3 years. It's insane. Oh, these idiots.
So Caliph.
What?
Caliph.
Oh my God.
Announces that he's going to investigate the operations and how the agency works, and to see if they're working for the best interest and whether they're working efficiently. And I did see a quote, and I have a different article, the same thing.
Cranky old broads here.
I saw that.
I did the cranky old broad dance yesterday or day before.
I didn't get any pictures, which is really sad. I really wanted to get pictures.
What, of Skip?
Yeah. Well,
I actually kind of rooted for her this time. She diagnosed something with him, and she won. Who picks the examiners? Yes, Tom. Yes. So they think there's some ne'er-do-wellers in the FDA ranks, right? But they're all excited to have everybody come in and check their job, which is what I just said. Hey, Bob,
yeah,
we're doing it this way anyway because it doesn't matter, right? Okay.
So there was a quote, though, that Caleb said that he didn't expect that they were going to find anything.
There was a quote. I don't know if that was his tweet or if that was in the article.
Yeah, that was in one of the articles.
Reason, I think.
It was the Reason article. I'm trying to find it. And basically, yeah, he's like, well, we don't really expect them to find anything, and this is not going to change anything.
No, because we don't do nothing wrong. They just approved cigarettes. And they'll continue to do that. But they can't figure out how this is safer. So something's wrong.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I can't find that song. But yeah, so they're paying a third party agency to look through their processes.
Right.
Now, a little research into that third party organization will find that is a very progressive, left wing organization. When it comes to drug policy, they're probably going to be, pharmaceutical drugs and blah, 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 blah. But then when it comes to tobacco control and the tobacco, you're not doing it hard enough, essentially.
No.
You have to go harder. Harder. Oh, no.
Of course. Rub it harder.
Yeah. So then you linked to a Velvet Glove Iron Fist blog, Kevin. You sent me this.
Yes, Christopher Snowden.
Yes. So what does this say?
Well, the IQOS was deemed to be safe, right, in the U.S. Right.
And not safe. It was deemed. This is the funny thing. They were granted marketing orders, and then they were given a half of a MRTP. They're not allowed to say that their product is safer, but they are allowed to say that their product will expose you to fewer chemicals.
Right. So
that is appropriate for the protection of public health, Kevin.
Right. So
I have a question though, Kevin.
Yeah.
This is not about IQOS though. I'm going to take this off the screen since it's not about IQOS.
Yeah.
So if a vaping product cannot establish that they are appropriate for the protection of public health.
Okay.
How can a combusted cigarette in any way, shape, or form prove that they are appropriate for the protection of public health?
Well, Patrick, I'll direct you to your last subject of Dr. Caleb saying that I don't think you'll be able to find anything that can make that contrary. I don't understand what your question really is about because I don't know.
So how is any new cigarette ever approved?
Right.
And to even step that up, how is a cigarette with the same amount of deadly carcinogens and tars but with less nicotine, how is that even getting through that when a vapor product that has none of the total aerosol residuals?
That's correct.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. I don't know.
But yet we still see new cigarettes being introduced to the marketplace.
Yes.
Periodically.
Yes.
So if one single combusted tobacco product gets approved, how are we not able to use that as an argument that the system is flawed?
I think it would be very difficult not to show that. I really do.
Legally, if I had a reason to sue, if I was a commercial entity in vaping space, I would just make the argument: if you approve a single fucking cigarette,
Right,
then it's a dereliction of duty that you're not approving any vaping product.
It is a dereliction. I've used that term. Look. So,
I don't even know that you know what the word dereliction means, Kevin.
Oh, I am a derelict. I'm sharing the Victor screen. I'm going to try it without seeing. So this is my Rolling Stone. I think it's 2016. I'm not going to scroll up and down yet. This is where the quote from Zeller comes that how could the same compound associated with so much death and disease be so safe that you can buy it without a doctor's prescription? And I'm amazed you've never seen this. You got Professor Puffenstuff right here saying, whoever was asking, I'll eat my shoe if that 95% figure turns out to be correct 5 years from now. Oh. I'm not going any further except for the top of it. It was Stone. December 2015. I lied. So it was 2020 when he would have eaten a shoe in December. So there. I will try to toss that into the show note or the YouTubes here in a second. But
do you know you don't crash your computer, Kevin?
I know. So I use that same, by the way, the same hooded guy that you asked me earlier, but it wasn't the same photo. Not the same, but I did that on purpose.
So anyway, back to Snowden.
So you already highlighted University of Bath. So
I did.
Really, do we have to go further? But
you can at least give it. You can at least tell us you can summarize.
Do I have to say the name University of Bath? All right.
Yes.
So this was put out 2 weeks ago. And again, it's a big red flag, and Christopher Snowden's pretty good at finding these. They have support from Bloomberg, so there's that. Why would anyone take advice from Anna Gilmore? And I don't know who she is. I've never heard her name.
Well, he wrote a thing about her in 2014.
Yep.
So let's read this real quick. I just want to see who she is. So Anne Gilmore has been very busy of late. In the past few months, she has produced a slew of ever more blatant partisan studies, which are little more than a preordained policy conclusion buttressed by the fruits of a Google search. These efforts include let's grass up Europeans who sell snooze. Businesses try to make money. The illicit trade is tiny, honest, and governed. The taxes have got nothing to do with it. The tobacco industry never used the term tobacco harm reduction until after the term was invented. But suspicious that so she apparently is not very bright, is what we're saying. I just wanted to see if he had said who she was. But he's just going off on her here. So she's written a bunch of bad things, apparently. So,
yeah.
So she has a PhD because she has PhD students. So he says, why anyone would ask advice from Anna Gilmore and one of her PhD students when writing about chemistry is a mystery that is only partially solved by the knowledge that they are also on the Bloomberg gravy train. Gilmore is deeply involved in Bloomberg's Stop Tobacco organizations and products, the Stop Front Group. How can the funder be said to have had no role in the analysis when she reviewed and commented on the study? I guess different rules apply in public health. The authors report no conflicting interests.
What did I just say?
Hmm.
Research integrity, right?
Yes. So
All I know
IQOS is a heated tobacco product produced by Philip Morris International. It doesn't burn the tobacco, it heats it. Consequently, there's no smoke, and the products are considerably less safer than combustible cigarettes. This has been acknowledged by the UK, by the Committee on Toxicity, and in the United States by the FDA. The FDA allows IQOS to be marketed as a modified risk tobacco product, an honor that is rarer than hen's teeth and requires an abundance of evidence to earn. Mike Bloomberg and his minions loathe reduced risk nicotine products and are determined to crush them, even if it means turning scientific terminology on its head. One strategy is to portray the emissions from heated tobacco products as smoke. This has regulatory implications in many countries, and this new study seems designed to be printed off by campaigners and laid on the desk of gullible regulators. It concludes the HPHCs present are the same as in conventional cigarette smoke, albeit at lower concentrations and formed at a lower temperature, analogous to the emissions from the earlier generation of HTPs, which were classed as smoke. Also, IQOS emissions contain carbon particles, with most of the compounds released being formed by chemical reactions, provides further evidence that IQOS emissions fit the definition of both being an aerosol and a smoke. Unlike Anna Gilmore, I am happy to admit that this is beyond my expertise. So I invited Dr. Roberto Sussman, who is a astrophysicist from the Institute of Nuclear Sciences at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, to write a guest post. Here's what he has to say. And we've had Dr. Roberto Sussman on our show. He is a lovely human being, and he's quite intelligent. Yes. Way smarter than Kevin and I. Mostly yes. Kevin, but still, yes. Must a name mean something? Alice asked Humpty Dumpty, only to get this answer. When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less. Paraphrasing this Alice in Wonderland dialogue, with a name replaced by smoke and Humpty Dumpty replaced by tobacco control orthodoxy, illustrates the determination of the WHO technocracy to attach the term smoke to the IQOS aerosol. Is it appropriate to say IQOS or IQOS?
I've done both.
Yes. Earlier this month, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't fall into the same thing by calling it something other than what it is. Earlier this month, scientists funded by Bloomberg Philanthropies attempted in this article to provide technical backbone to this reclassification of IQOS aerosol as some form of smoke. It was written by Clement N. Ugana and Colin E. Snape, both from the University of Nottingham's Faculty of Engineering. Let us first clear the semantics. What is smoke? Any textbook and aerosol physics defines smoke as aerosols, particulate substrate in a gaseous medium, sharing the following characteristics. Fine and ultrafine particles less than 1 micrometer, can be a solid or liquid, or generated by a combustion process. What is a combustion process? Chemical reactions that involve combustion or oxidizing and exothermal, requiring oxygen and external energy supply. So how do Ugunu and Snape claim that IQOS aerosol can be characterized as a smoke? Basically, they follow the suggestion of a questionable 2017 paper by that's A-U-E-R, titled Heat Not Burn Tobacco Cigarette Smoke by Any Other Name, which claims that IQOS aerosol contains compounds from pyrolysis and thermogenic degeneration that are the same with the same HPHCs as for conventional tobacco smoke. Night, Jeanine.
Night.
So yes, so this is not an exothermic reaction. This is an endothermic physicochemical process that occur when inhaling cigarette smoke might occur in IQOS aerosol, evaporation, condensation of vapors, distillation, pyrolysis, and pyrosynthesis, larger molecules decomposing in smaller ones and recombining. So this is a lot of technical jargon that Kevin doesn't understand.
No, I could barely read it.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever used any of Christopher Snowden's articles specifically, have we?
Oh, we have. Yes,
We have. We have.
Yes.
Okay. And for him to reach out for Dr. Sussman was kind of fun. I got a kick out of it because
we've had him on the show, and
he's been here. Yeah, he knows us.
Yes, and he's our friend, and he's like I'm in a WhatsApp group with about 200 international dudes, and he's one of the dudes.
Yeah.
So
really smart guy, really well written, spoken, etc.
And he's lovely. Author. Like he's funny. Like he's one of us. Yeah. He's sarcastic. He's just a regular guy that just happens to be way smarter than Kevin.
Way smarter than me. Oh my God. I'm like Logan brain. Well, Logan's smarter than me already too, but I'm like a 2-year-old.
Well, he outsmarts you all the time.
Of course he does. Of course he does. He said, "Damn it."
I know. You told that story already.
That's bullshit.
Not that other shit. It's milk.
Not that other shit. It's milk.
You said bullshit.
He said bullshit. And the F word. He's
Kevin, you are a horrible influence on your grandchild.
Oh, and he said, "God damn it." Actually,
that's really bad, Kevin.
He's repeating his dada, not his papa.
I haven't said GD since I was like 8.
So bask in what is the Christopher Snowden world with that article.
The nuns dissuaded me from using GD.
Dissuaded. Ooh, that's a good word.
The nuns dissuaded me.
But did it really work when they were not looking?
Yes, because I still to this day cannot say GD.
So yeah, his vocabulary is becoming very quickly very large. So I told Jeremy he's raising himself, it'll be fun. I get a kick out of it. He's putting all kinds of sentences together. He's way better than me now. So I enjoyed.
Wait till he says he pulls the double dumbass on you.
He hasn't already. Wait, what?
That's sort of a geeky reference for the Star Trek people out there. See, this is one of those things that I think is kind of sad, but back in the original Star Trek era, like they didn't use curse words.
No, the show you mean?
Yes, William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy. They didn't use curse words.
I didn't watch it, but I have watched it.
And then years later, they did a thing where they came back in time to get some whales. It's like Star Trek: The Search for Spock. I think it's the third one, and they're in modern day like California somewhere, and they're walking across the street when they're not supposed to. They're on the don't walk, and somebody honks at them and yells "dumbass." and Captain Kirk, who doesn't know how to cuss, turns and says, "Well, double dumbass on you." And during the entire run of Star Trek: The Next Generation, not a single curse word, not one.
Nice.
So then when the new show starts coming out, they're cussing.
It broke.
And I'm like,
it's just gratuitous then?
Yeah, I'm like, you're just doing it now because you think it's cool. But they had, historically, they've already shown that nobody knows what those words mean anymore. The cuss words don't exist. Because Captain Kirk, who of anybody in the Star Trek universe would have known what those words mean, it would have been Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it ruined it.
They took me right out of it when they brought Picard. They have a new series with all the old people coming back, and they have Picard, and he's dropping F-bombs and shit. And I'm like, no, you ruined it.
Mallory Tahir can't read. He just
Again, and I am just as guilty as the next guy because I will go like months without even acknowledging that person exists.
yeah.
And then I'll see somebody, one of you fuckers will have, because the only way that I
Including
see
me.
anything that he tweets is when one of you people that I follow comment, then I get a notification, hey, you follow this person and they said something bad about you here, Turk. And then I get pulled in.
It's easy, isn't it?
I'm like, he is irrelevant. He has like 200 followers.
It's fun though.
I'm
It
a
is
nobody,
fun.
and I have like 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
Kevin is super
What?
nobody, and he has like
Exactly.
18,000 followers.
I don't even know. It's 15.
And he doesn't have a college. He's a cabbie.
That's right.
He has no academic credentials.
No, none. No.
It's like a fucking it's like a black hole.
She said, "You're welcome."
I'm gonna smack Mallory when I see her. One of these days, I'm gonna be at an event, and she's gonna say, "I'm Mallory," and I'm gonna go, "Pow!"
I get a kick out of it.
I remember when you were a bright-eyed, like unencumbered young lady, and now you're part of the chucklehead crew.
Oh, it's so sad.
So Emily Henderson.
Oh, yeah, well.
So it
Not
says
sure.
here, Rutgers University, or Rutgers, it doesn't say university, but Rutgers researchers highlight the need for a balanced approach to examine adult e-cigarette use.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, I'll smack both of you. I'll do like the Mo thing and go, boop, 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 boop. Yeah.
Oh.
Rutgers researchers are calling for a balanced approach to examine recent trends in adult e-cigarette use. Julia Chen Sankey, an associate professor in the Department of Health Behavior, Society, and Policy at Rutgers School of Public Health, and Michelle T. Bover-Mandersky, an instructor in the Department of Biostatistics and Epidemiology at Rutgers, said that those departments are really long.
I guess.
Said that there are clear health concerns with e-cigarette use, particularly with the adoption of those who previously had not used tobacco products. There are also potential benefits that can't be ignored.
It's all in the wording, but all right.
Can't be ignored right there.
I know.
Potential benefits that can't be ignored. The
Clear.
Rutgers researchers published an invited commentary in the Journal of American Medical Association, the JAMA Network Open, reviewing new data on the trend of e-cigarette use amongst U.S. adults. Chen Sankey and Bover-Mandersky, why do they got to have hyphenated names?
No idea.
Who are also researchers at the Rutgers Center for Tobacco Studies, discussed the need for a public health approach that balances the risk of potential e-cigarettes to facilitate cessation of combustible cigarette smoking by adults. You reviewed a study that, this is the question. You reviewed a study that raised important questions about e-cigarette use among U.S. adults. What did that study find, and what questions has it raised about public health policy? So Chen Sankey says the paper was on recent trends in adult e-cigarette use in the United States in 2017, 2018, and 2020. Is 2017 recent, Kevin? It's 2022. That's 5 years ago.
Yes.
Among the findings was the observation that while current e-cigarette use, defined as vaping in the previous 30 days by young adults aged 18 to 20, declined from 2018 to 2020, it increased in other age groups. Daily e-cigarette use among current users also increased. But perhaps most alarming, e-cigarette use increased significantly for people who never smoked combustible cigarettes. It also decreased among combustible cigarette smokers attempting to quit, despite the potential that e-cigarettes have in helping people to stop smoking. And then Bover Mandersky says, in terms of how these conflicting findings should be applied in public policy, there is a need to balance concerns about the dangers of e-cigarette use while among young people new to tobacco products with the potential benefits that e-cigarettes may have for people who want to stop smoking combustible cigarettes. So you got to say, well, we got to weigh what is most beneficial, getting people off of cigarettes completely with the risk that some people that never smoked,
You mean that greater good thing? Yeah.
may also pick up vaping. So that's, I would much rather somebody who needs nicotine that never smoked but finds nicotine and says this is helping me. I would much rather them use vaping than combustible cigarettes, Kevin. And there are people like you and me and Richard and Tom and Shannon and that bastard guy, that Whiplash Schnadley guy, and Tom and Raj that all believe that nicotine helps us.
Right. And that is
we actually have evidence that that's true.
2 points. One, that is why I said it's all in the wording at the top. And that is why I shared Mark's post about the lady that came in who'd never used it before. So when you say, well, there's clear health problems, calm the fuck down, first of all. What are the benefits first? Then
show me the health problems first.
Exactly. So I don't like the wording at the top. However, I kind of like the feel of this, which I did not read. So I'm getting it as you speak it. But I'm questioning some of the wording. That's all. So if it can help.
So one of the things that I picked up was a very nice pistachio tobacco.
Pistachio. Sounds interesting. Wouldn't try it, but sounds interesting.
I've actually tried about 6 different pistachio tobaccos over the years, and this is a newer one that I've never tried before.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it, and I understand that my friend Dimitri has a line of tobacco flavors in Greece, and one of them is a creamy pistachio tobacco, and the motherfucker has never offered to send me some.
He can't get his pants on to get out.
He just got back from Greece. He could have brought some with him.
His pants are back off.
Like he owns the company, and he could. I'm friends. We should we help each other out all the time.
So what I would
no.
So what I would do is I would say, Patrick, give me your bottle so I can smell it, because that's part of your palate and whatever. And I'd go.
Well, without showing the brand, here I'll hold it up to the camera so you can smell.
Oh, smell-o-vision. Oh, good. Oh. That's not bad.
It's kind of nuts.
Is it?
It's kind of nuts, Kevin.
So
but I don't want to get in the same area of problem that Matt fell into. And losing
I got you.
A vast majority of his videos because.
Yeah. So Pippa sent me something. If you want to cover it tonight or not, I didn't know. Basically, their Banks ANJ review of vaping for the Minister of Health was flawed and missing key information. It's a video.
Because it has Banks' name in it, Kevin.
Well, of course.
Emily Banks is a fucking idiot.
So what she just said there was
Emily.
Yeah. Picking up vaping by never smokers might cause dependence, but if it outweighs the problems that could happen, then so okay. I'll say I
sat through watching testimony from that stupid idiot in Australia, and she gave me a fucking headache.
What kind of nuts? What?
These nuts, Will. These nuts.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. So anyway, they go on to ask Chen Sankey and Bover Mandersky, how can we strike that balance?
Yeah. By stopping the fucking around.
So Chen Sankey says there are several policy advances and strategies that might be helpful in ensuring that the net public health benefit of e-cigarette use is not eclipsed by its harm. For instance, recent authorization of e-cigarettes by the U.S. FDA through its pre-market tobacco pathway may help to establish public trust in authorized e-cigarette products. The FDA is also likely to authorize certain e-cigarettes as modified risk tobacco products. No, they're not. They will not. You watch. Not in my lifetime, or at least not in the next 5 to 10 years.
Same question back to you.
What
you asked earlier.
I got a clear answer to that one, Kevin.
Go ahead.
And I'm actually gonna agree with one of these comments in here. I'm pretty sure, but
okay.
We have straight from FDA's own mouth on video.
Yep.
Of what's her name at the e-cig summit in Washington D.C. recently, where she said, "We are only all of our effort." Her name was Kathleen. Here, I'll play it.
We would prefer to not have kids on the continuum of risk, if at all possible. But we recognize that's not possible because kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things. I started saying that, we wish, at least from the FDA's perspective, that kids were not entering into the continuum of harm, but once they're there, how do we care for them? And, our messaging is prevention based, and so
So all of their messaging is prevention based, Kevin.
But
later on in the video, she says we've not spent any effort at all on discussing harm reduction and the benefits of vaping.
So
for adults.
You asked earlier, how can IQOS be, or something safer than cigarettes be approved, and then these not be approved? Well, now they've approved cigarettes, but not all, e-cigarettes, but not all e-cigarettes. So how can one not be safer than the other, or not safer than the other? Right.
What my question is how are they not approving every e-cigarette application when if the criteria says you have to prove that this is
safe,
appropriate for the protection of public health, not safe.
Right. Safe,
that is not what that means, Kevin.
No, it's not even worded safer.
Appropriate for the protection of public health. So if they approve one combusted cigarette product, one, and they deem that is appropriate for the protection of public health, how is every e-cigarette, which they have admitted publicly
and approved, one
beneficial? How are they not if a cigarette gets through a PMTA pathway, there's no excuse for them not to immediately approve every fucking application.
You and I should be able to apply and be approved. Really? I mean, really?
I've never killed anybody.
Just makes
so
sense.
I am a protection. I've not killed anybody that you know of.
That's right.
But anyway, to answer this question, how do we strike that balance? Well, you need to take some of that money that you're putting into prevention-based messaging, just some of that, into actual factual information about harm reduction.
Yes.
And the fact that, yes, kids should not be using these products, but they are indeed safer than cigarettes. Then the public could at least recognize that an authoritative government agency has said that these products are safer than smoking.
Right. But they can't.
But no, all of their messaging is fear-based. It's all about prevention. It's brain worms under your skin, and that Stan says that it affects your penis and boys. All of their messaging is that.
Could you imagine Caliph's concern in February was misinformation, health and misinformation, and now there's focus on how fucked up their agency is. He's already been there once. This isn't something new. But how much trust could you gain in the general population of us, United States, by saying, what you just said, we fucked up. These are safer. Have a campaign. And you're right. They don't have to spend all the money on it, but that's what you do. And then
put some effort into actual truthful communication. So, and Bover Mandersky essentially says, additionally, to boost combustible cigarette smokers' acceptance of using e-cigarettes for smoking cessation, public health education and mass media communication strategies should focus on evidence-based results pertaining to the reduced harm of associated with switching to an e-cigarette. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, Bover Mandersky is actually saying the same thing. You know what? Put a little effort into telling the truth about vaping.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah. So why do you think some adults who smoke combustible cigarettes have turned away from vaping as a means of quitting? So Chen Sankey says, over the past 5 years or so, e-cigarette products have become less appealing to combustible smokers interested in quitting, but more appealing to people who have never smoked. A few factors can help explain this discouraging pattern. For one, local and national policies intended to reduce use of e-cigarettes among youths may simultaneously reduce adult smokers' interest in and the use of e-cigarettes when attempting to quit. Additionally, the media have altered smokers' understanding of vaping because of the substantially higher volume of media coverage of vaping risks for youths compared to the potential benefits of vaping for adult combustible cigarette smokers. Mm-hmm. So again, that's the same thing I just said. Just fancier. Bover Mandersky says it's also likely public health groups and healthcare professionals may have emphasized the risks of vaping for use over the potential benefits of adults. Plus, a lot of health practitioners are stupid and think that nicotine causes cancer. So,
exactly.
So, a bright spot in the research is a substantial decline in e-cigarette use by young adults ages 18 to 20. What accounts for this dip? Chen Sankey says the discrepancy may be associated with the Tobacco to 21 Act that restricted the sale of tobacco and nicotine delivery products. Blah, blah, blah.
Certainly.
And then Bover Mandersky says, of course, we can't overlook COVID-19 pandemic related lockdowns and social distancing requirements, which may have limited this group's opportunities to use cigarettes in social and group settings. So they couldn't get them from their social sources anymore because they were locked down.
Right. But think about this, Patrick. When you started smoking, you went, cough. And then you went, I kind of like this, as did I. And you went on from there. That's what you had. Now
I never cough, dude. I was way too tough for that.
Never. Then you go, because I was like, ooh, that's neat. Buzz. Wow. That was my first buzz, right? So now you have them going, well, maybe I'll try a cigarette. And if they're coughing, then they go, well, here, try this. This is easier to do. That's what they're doing. It's easier to do. And the more people that are vaping and the less people that are smoking, the less cigarettes they can swipe from their parents like I did, and you did, and Fig did, and Shannon probably did, and William probably did. So,
I would never steal from my parents, Kevin. That is not true.
You never stole cigarettes from your mother?
No, my mom had those crappy Eves and Misties. I wouldn't.
You stole some from your mother.
No, I wouldn't. I wait for my dad to go home and steal his nasty Salem's.
Oh, yeah. In fact, if my father smoked menthol, I probably might not have smoked. I don't know.
See, and that's proof right there. No, I'm not even going to finish that thought. I would have gotten in trouble for that.
I'll only guess where you might be going. and if it's where I think you're going, it's funny.
It would have been funny.
Oh, let's just drive on down. Let's go to the next exit.
I would have offended at least a couple people with that one. So you know what though, Kevin? The FDA, they're doubling down.
No,
they're doubling down
really?
in this. They ask. This is an update. This is just published this week, yesterday. Want to quit smoking? FDA-approved and FDA-cleared cessation products can help.
No, really. You know what they did on their Twitter? They said gambling. And I thought, oh, no, I'm not sorry. They said double your chances. I referred to the gambling phrase of theirs.
Yeah.
Double
So
your
it says,
chances.
how to choose a smoking cessation product that's right for you.
Oh, it does say it. Double your chance. So they're promoting gambling, right?
Smoking cessation products approved or cleared by the US FDA are shown to help people quit smoking and can even double your chances of quitting successfully.
I have a question.
So
Patrick.
what you're saying is cold turkey is 2 to 3% apparently. So if you use FDA approved cessation products, you're 6 to 7%. Yeah, that's
right. So, you know how they say you haven't really quit smoking if you use an e-cigarette? Have you really quit smoking if you use a lower nicotine cigarette? Because there's I'm sorry. I'll take the 0. Just asking. I know.
Are you or a loved one amongst those American adults who smoke cigarettes and want to quit? Whether this is your first attempt to quit smoking or you've already tried several times, know that there are FDA-approved and FDA-cleared products that can assist you in your journey to become smoke-free.
Mm-hmm.
If you're considering using a smoking cessation product and you are under the age of 18, speak to a doctor before using these products. Yes, because we want you to keep smoking until you're 21. Benefits of quitting smoking: no matter how much you smoke or for how long, quitting will benefit you. Even the Surgeon General didn't know that.
No, you didn't know that. It's so sad.
Quitting smoking can lower your risk of various cancers, including lung cancer, heart disease, stroke, emphysema, vision loss, and other serious diseases. You know what will also reduce your risk of vision loss, Kevin?
Not reading the FDA press releases.
Well, that thing that your mama told you, if you kept doing that, you would go blind. If you stop doing that.
She never caught me. So are they still smoking? Never mind.
Disease and cancer in family members, including children and pets who are otherwise would be exposed to your secondhand smoke.
Well,
so I have a question.
All right.
Does people that never smoked and never hung out with people that smoked still get cancer?
Patrick, it says can lower. Can. So,
but I'm asking an honest question.
I've asked
that. Do people that never smoked and never hung out with people that smoked
correct
get cancer?
They get glaucoma. They get everything that they say. Everything that they say when they don't smoke, or if they do.
So does smoking actually cause cancer? Because if cancer can happen around, with people that don't know anybody that smokes and they don't smoke themselves. So can you prove to me that smoking causes cancer?
Every time I've asked that question, I've been ostracized, spanked, shunned, and told to shut the fuck up. That's what I've been told.
I had a cousin that had really bad asthma when he was little, and his parents never smoked.
Right. So
but he still had horrible asthma. So does smoking around somebody that has asthma and they have an asthma attack, did that really cause that?
Once I started down the rabbit holes, and there are hundreds of them, that is one of them. I don't say it a lot, but 480,000 deaths every year. Think about it.
People have heart attacks.
Yes, they do.
Don't smoke.
But if I smoked one cigarette in 1943 and I died of a heart attack, that doesn't mean it was caused by smoking.
That lady that we talked to in Utah, or talked about earlier in Utah, vaped once, and then 50 days later died.
Right. So
it was the vaping that killed her that one time that she did 50 days ago. That's what killed her. 50 days later.
So what I have assessed of my own brain is this: if you can have an intelligent conversation, probably more with someone like Dr. Gardner, or Dr. Glover, and you can say this question: does everything we do that causes cancer and causes smoking related disease, that's the blanket. Smoking related disease is the brand that they like to use. And then when you question that, you have to question it with someone with enough intelligence to explain whether we're right or wrong in order to make a more clear conclusion. To me, I don't doubt that smoking can cause problems. That's unquestionable to me. But does it cause? Okay, I smoked 10 packs of cigarettes, I died of lung cancer. Is it because I smoked, or is it because I drove a diesel bus? Right? Or I live next to a fucking airport.
But
right? Or I was a cab driver.
The whole point of this was just to point out that FDA is updating their smoking cessation bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of alarming to me because they're touting FDA approved, FDA authorized products that are only at most 6 or 7% successful.
Right. And they have 0 on the cigarettes. So
if I suggested a treatment to a patient that was only 6 to 7% successful, I would not have a job.
If you call your plumber and say, "Can you fix my pipe?" and he's, it's probably
maybe 7%.
Would you let him? But nobody.
I can do a portion. I can fix part of it. I can't fix the whole thing.
Just do what's the old X1? If you guys ever, any of you ever asked, what are the success rates of these products that you were given? Because if you have a cancer problem and you walk in, what are my chances is the very first thing you're going to ask, right?
Now, I have to ask, Kevin, are you aware of this monkeypox thing?
I've heard tell. Correlation, causation. That's it.
I saw a tweet about monkeypox this week that I thought was funny.
Is this the guy where he did the self-finger? I saw it too. It was funny. Oh. Thank you, Pippa. Correlation, causation. I do question
science.
Yeah, I do question what you asked. I have been questioning that in my own way. So yeah.
Well, I asked last week. I said, what if they're suing these tobacco companies that are making vaping products, or suing tobacco companies that are making tobacco products, shouldn't they just go to the source and sue the Native Americans who introduced us to tobacco?
Right. So late to the game, but not unnoticed. Pippa, Owl, and now Big B. So there you go. Nobody knows why my third ear has come out. I can't figure out why they can't find out why.
I'm just, confused is all I'm saying.
Pippa. Oh. What are you looking for?
I was looking for that monkeypox picture, but I can't find it now.
Something about it causes, and they've all had sex with me or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that the one? and then he followed up.
So I don't know I don't know really anything about it except there's pictures of like people that have got it, and it looks pretty icky. But yeah, I did see a post where a guy was basically trying to say that apparently it must be most prevalent in homosexual communities. Am I getting that right? But he was saying, he was trying to explain in the tweet that it was having sex with men, and he put me.
Didn't you
And
show a line of people?
I refrained from responding.
I just saw a meme of it or a picture or whatever, screenshot.
It was a screenshot of it. It was probably one of our mutual friends, but I was just like,
I don't remember.
That is so
fucking funny.
That is
it's like
that's a
it's
tragic
like he
tweet. That, you know.
He
And then by the time somebody screenshot it, it's out there forever.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, you're done.
You know.
But he had a follow up, and I forget what it said.
Yeah, this is sad.
The beauty of
I'm very concerned now because I've this week also seen two different tweets. One tweet where obviously President Joe Biden announced that he tested positive for the COVID.
Yeah.
And then like the next day he said that he had cancer.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
I think he was I think he was dement. I think that he has Alzheimer's, and he meant to say that he had COVID and cancer just came out.
Okay.
Which,
so remind me.
I am worried as hell though, because if he does die, then we have President Kamala for like a year.
And who's the vice president? Remind me again.
Kamala.
No, who would become the vice president?
She gets to appoint somebody.
Oh yeah.
The president pro tem does not become vice president.
Okay.
She gets to appoint somebody.
Okay.
But again, there's no say that Nancy Pelosi
interim.
And then after Pelosi would be the president pro tem, which is the longest serving member of the House. Basically, whoever has the seniority.
Most tenure. Okay.
Yes.
Which is who? Jim Pelosi?
I don't know who the president pro tem is now. I mean, let me.
Wow. There's a few in there that have 40, 50 years.
Patrick Leahy.
I don't recognize that name offhand. Surprisingly.
I'm gonna look
either way.
La. Who is it? What is his party affiliation?
Hmm?
I don't know. I'm looking.
I don't know.
Oh no, it's Chuck Grassley. No.
I've heard that name, but I don't
know. No, he's a Democrat. Patrick Leahy's a Democrat from Vermont. He was previously succeeded by Chuck Grassley of Iowa, who was a Republican. But yeah. So that would be your history lesson, politics lesson for the night. So I saw this, and this is actually not. This piece is not here for anything other than a laugh.
Oh, good.
But I'm going to show it to you anyway. It says, teachers sound the alarm on school vaping. And they included a stock photo of one of the most expensive atomizers I've ever seen. This is a Squape.
A what?
A Squape. SQUAPE. And this is like a $300 atomizer. I don't know that very many teens are spending that kind of money on an atomizer. It's a German designed atomizer.
I didn't.
I don't even have one, and I buy like expensive stuff, but
I didn't know there were $300 atomizers. So there you go.
Oh yes.
Wow.
I mean, when you're using a $500 mod, you have to put a very expensive atomizer on the top of it.
I understand there were some pricey mods, but I did not know there were some pricey atomizers. Is it gold? Christ.
I'm sure that there are gold elements in it.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, it is a Squape. I wasn't showing this for any other reason other than the
other than the mod.
The fact that they decided to put a squape up. Not very many 13, 14-year-old or 17-year-old criminal vapors are able to afford one of these. And the only way to get these is to order them from Europe. I don't know of any American. There used to be a high-end guy in Florida that I could buy stuff from, but I think he's out of business. So,
Wow.
Yeah, they used a Squape Plus photograph.
Well,
so,
though, Patrick, honestly, if the kids are,
I've been at events that had like artisanal, like artist alley, where they had like handmade wood, stab wood mods. I've seen one go for like $11,000, Kevin.
Jeez.
In auction.
So, but if the kids are breaking into places, they can get them too. So I guess Wow. That's a lot of money.
Not that I've ever stolen anything, Kevin, but if I were to plan a heist as a kid, the last thing I would do would be to steal the high-end stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
Well, I might know, but I'm not stupid because all of that shit is recognizable.
Yeah.
Especially like the one-of-one stuff. Like there's photographs of that, and they catch you like with that out on the street. They'll be like, that's a $4,000 stab wood mod. Where did you get that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap. Nope. Don't want one of them. I don't want any. No, I don't want anywhere near that. No. I like what I got.
Yes, Steve. Speaker of the House is third in line, and then after the Speaker of the House, President Pro Tem.
So it's temporary. Right?
Yeah. So
I didn't know
the
that.
President is the president. The vice president is vice president, but the vice president is also the president of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So the President Pro Tem of the Senate is the one that steps into her job when she is away. Speaker of the House, if the Speaker of the House is not there, then they have a stand-in as well. But the President Pro Tem of the Senate is the fourth in line. But if the president were to be dead, Lyndon Baines Johnson selected his vice president for the remainder of his term. It wasn't that everybody got to step up. That's not how it works. The vice president is appointed by the president for the remainder of his term.
Man.
I have seen a lot of internet like idiocy, saying, "Oh, well, Pelosi will be vice president." No, that's not how it works. Not how it works. Sorry.
There you go.
Because then everybody in those districts that person is representing would have to have a special election to elect somebody for the remainder of their term.
Yeah.
So it's just easier for the president to select somebody that they feel like they could work with.
Yeah.
For the remainder of their term.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to read your fucking Constitution. It's the greatest document that has ever been written.
Ever.
As an American, I'm partial, but yes, it is the greatest document ever.
Something about tea and
There's not in the Constitution. There's no mention of tea. Now, my favorite document that has ever been written, is the Declaration.
Well,
because the Declaration is written in terms that even I can understand.
Even I.
And I get wood every time I think of it.
Do you?
I mean, I am.
Shall not? Is that what you're going after?
I am enamored. No, that's not in the Declaration. That's in the Bill of Rights, you idiot.
Where's the tea? I know. I know. Just working. Yeah, we just ring.
No, because I'm going to bring it up because I brought it up.
All right.
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impelled them to the separation.
Mallory. Wait, go back up to the top where we tell the Brits to go screw. Doesn't sound very nice.
No. There is a section that is essentially the British go screw yourselves. It's my favorite part.
Mallory, you just made my night. That is so funny.
But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security.
Mm-hmm.
Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government.
Imagine that.
The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of absolute tyranny over these states.
Mm-hmm.
There. That is the go fuck yourself Britain segment of the Constitution.
That's the T reference. Yeah. That's just.
But yes, I tweeted this part.
Yes, you did.
Recently, just this section, because Facebook actually banned somebody I know for posting parts of the Declaration on their Facebook wall.
What? Really?
Because somebody said it went against their community standards. That's one of the reasons why I don't go on Facebook anymore.
Wow. Okay.
But I tweeted it just to see if Twitter would do the same thing, and they didn't do it.
Rebel.
I don't understand how anybody can't get like mental wood while reading this.
Or chub. Yeah.
See here, this is one that we could also apply to FDA. He has refused to assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good.
Exactly. I don't understand.
So, but yes, I have a leather-bound copy of the Declaration and the Constitution that I carry with me everywhere I go.
There you go.
It's currently in the car, but yes, I carry it with me everywhere I go.
To show the officer, the nice officer.
They never pull me over. I'm white. They don't fuck with me.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, all men are not created equal.
No.
Or at least they are, but they're not treated equally.
I've told my boys.
I know what George Floyd happened, and I'm not going to say that. I mean, obviously, yes, he was breaking the law, but not all lawbreakers are treated fairly and equitably, equally.
No, they are not.
So, you know, I am not afraid of cops, Kevin, because you know, I don't feel like I carry a gun with me everywhere I go almost, but not to work. I'm not allowed to carry it at work. But I don't carry it because I'm afraid of cops.
No.
It's not the cops that I'm afraid of, but I do, live in a place where bad people do bad things.
Yep. So,
you have to be prepared. But there are people that are indeed reasonably so afraid of cops. I have a friend who is an actual doctor who is from Africa.
Yeah.
And he had the wherewithal to buy a Mustang.
Yeah.
And have personalized plates that say Dr. Sam.
There you go.
And was lost and saw two police officers parked on the side of the road. So he pulled up and wound the window down and asked for directions.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately was barraged with, who are you and whose car is this? Can you turn the car off and pull the keys out of the ignition and get out of the car?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he is unprepared.
Right.
Because he's not from here. Was unprepared
for an accosting.
For the level of scrutiny that was going to be applied to him just because he asked for directions.
Right. Thinking he's a free man in the United States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to prove who he was, had to prove that he was a doctor because they said, well, the plate says Dr. Sam.
Mm-hmm. That can't be. Right. That's what they thought. You know damn well that's what they thought.
He said to me, he said, they believe that a black guy can't be a doctor. And I'm like,
they do.
Yeah. I mean, they
yes, they do. Not all, but yes, they do.
I'm like, so yeah, I mean,
and if we'd have pulled over in the same Mustang,
the cop would have been like, where do you need to go? Oh, you just go down there, you turn right, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Have a good day, officer.
Exactly. And if you can't recognize that, something's wrong. Or you're very sheltered.
Dude, I have a perfect example of this. My wife is she's not from here. She's from the Philippines, right? So we went to the valley, which is right at the border, the Rio Grande Valley. We went down. There's an outlet mall there. This was years ago before, like, we got married.
Yeah.
And bastard didn't Floyd duck outside for a smoke without a mask during a COVID lockdown while black? And on the way back, about an hour north of the border, there's a checkpoint that you have to stop.
North of the border?
Yes.
Why?
So obviously there's the border checkpoint.
Yeah.
So they if you can sneak across and get into a car and get on the road, when you come north about an hour, there's a checkpoint that everybody has to drive through.
Wow.
So on the way back, it's the middle of the night. By this time, my wife is already a U.S. citizen. But since she's not white, I mean, she's not black either, but she's dark, little tan. She's got Asian features.
She looks like she might have snuck across the border.
She's nervous as hell, dude. And she's
of course, yeah.
What are they? We have not gone back to the border since.
Oh, see,
she won't go to that outlet mall anymore.
Right.
But yeah, you pull up. The guy looks at me, doesn't even ask for my ID. Shines the light in my wife's face. Can I see your ID? What is your country of origin? She says, I'm an American.
Wow. Did you reprimand him?
I was like, she's my wife. She's an American citizen. What the fuck are you doing? Move along.
We're wrong. Go ahead. Idiots.
I mean, literally, if you were dark skin, of any persuasion,
it doesn't matter.
And you were born here, and you just happen to be dark skinned of any persuasion, and somebody shined a fucking flashlight in your face and said, "What is your country of origin?"
Yeah.
And you were born here, fucking American.
Yeah. You know there's trouble.
Oh, God.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is. The whole world's on fire, Kevin.
I'm just sad there's a
Germany has fires.
There's a checkpoint after the checkpoint. That bothers me. It really does. Wait a minute. You're already on our land. Now we're going to check.
The fucking Native Americans are going to kick us all off. They're going to take their land back.
They haven't. I'm really surprised they haven't.
I'll let you take all this shit from us, and then this is what you do with it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Not good. Not at all good.
There are times, Kevin, and I do love my country.
Yeah.
But there are times
Are there?
that I don't like my country.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, I have an escape plan, though, dude. I have property outside of the country. I can flee.
There you go.
When I become a political prisoner or whatever,
Just in case. Yeah, just in case.
I'm going to go live on a beach in the Philippines or in Mexico.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And I wish you well and good health.
But you won't come because you won't fly, so you're going to be stuck behind
I'll
enemy
walk.
lines, Kevin.
I'll walk. I'm somewhat prepared.
I got my bug out bag and everything, dude.
Yeah.
One of these days, it's not going to be safe to live here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to go, aren't you that guy that's always talking shit about the FDA?
Yep. Yep.
And I'll be like, yeah, why is this not going on?
Yeah, that's me. Is that an $11,000 mod?
No, this is like a $80 mod. The atomizer is more expensive than the mod is. And they don't even make this anymore. I posted a picture of this a while back, and a guy tweeted, "Oh man, I'd love to see that somebody has one of those petite mods still in service." And I'm like, if I could find somebody that had these in like some hidden warehouse and wanted to sell them, I'd be buying each and every one of these.
Getting them all.
It's the right form factor. It's the second favorite mod. This is my first favorite. This is the Vapor Shark.
Yep.
It's the RDNA. But yeah, it's the perfect size. It's perfect. And they're
That's what I like right there.
relatively similar.
Somebody said clusterfuck earlier.
Clusterfuck.
So there you go.
Is this battery? This has a battery in it still. Yeah, I could just do this.
The USDA what? What? Let's not get us started. What? Oh.
Hey, they got to protect themselves when they go out to ranchers and they're trying to inspect the meat. They got to have some, protection.
That's true. Just in case.
Maybe the USDA has a bunch of good old boys that want to make sure that they're armed for the right day, so they're planning for the future as well.
So come and steal the meat.
And since they're government employees, they may have access to the good stuff.
Right.
I don't have an AR-15. That is not one of the rifles that I own.
I do not.
Or that I lost in my boating accident.
Nope, never had one. Never seen one. Actually, I've never ever seen one live.
I have weapons that make an AR-15 look like a fucking scrub, but they don't look scary.
No.
So people aren't afraid of them. I have hunting rifles that are way more powerful than an AR-15, and I'm good enough. I don't need the, the rate of fire is about the same.
I have, because the boys are boys and boys will be boys. When I acquired a 12 gauge,
it's not scratched. Look, it's perfect.
I
take care of my shit.
It had a nylon strap on it as was. And I came into the house and Dustin said, "Oh my God, that's a riot gun." It's a 12 gauge.
If I pull out the Weatherby or the Henry rifle, I can do just as much damage with either one of those, and I don't have to be nearly as close.
Isn't that nice? just kind of generalize the area.
You ever see the movie Quigley Down Under?
No, sir.
You've never seen that movie? I have
never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Tom Selleck goes to Australia. He's a
That's why I've
cowboy.
never heard of it.
He's a cowboy. He goes to Australia because this British rancher, it's what is that guy's name? It's the bad guy from Die Hard, Alan Rickman, who is an amazing actor.
Okay.
He was also in the Harry Potter movies or whatever. But he's a British rancher in Australia, and they bring him down. They don't kind of tell him, but he was Quigley was an Indian fighter, but he was not an asshole. He was, sympathetic to the Indians, but had to do a job or whatever.
Okay.
And they bring him up, and he thinks he's going to be shooting kangaroos or shooting, and they bring him with the intent that he's going to help control the Aborigines. And he ends up in a altercation with Alan Rickman, but he is an amazing, the character is supposed to be this amazing rifleman. And throughout the movie, he keeps saying that he doesn't need a pistol. He doesn't need a pistol. He doesn't need a pistol. And at the end, they're having a gunfight. The bad guy challenges him to a gunfight and puts a pistol belt on him, thinking that he don't know how to use a pistol.
Well,
and Tom Selleck outshoots him and kills him. And he says, "I never said I didn't know how to use one. I just said I don't need one."
mm-hmm.
But it's essentially a Weatherby rifle, but it's got iron sights and it's a good rifle.
Oh, and the 22 Marlin, Dustin said it's a sniper rifle because it had a scope on it. Right. And,
well, if you want to snipe like squirrels,
12, or whatever he was.
Varmint.
So I got a riot gun and a sniper rifle.
I have a pistol that shoots 410 shotgun shells, Kevin. And then he freezes. Poor Kevin. Anyway, yes, Tom Selleck has an awesome mustache in that movie. Yes, Cerny says that Tom Selleck's body is just a vehicle for that mustache. It's an amazing movie. Yes, Cerny, I have a Taurus revolver. It's called The Judge. What? Poor Kevin. I should just boot him. Yep, he just booted himself. Yes, and I know talking about guns makes some of our friends uncomfortable, especially our Kiwis and Aussie friends. They get a little uncomfortable. See, he's still spinning. He's still got a little spinny thing. There he is.
Shit. That killed everything. I don't know what the hell that was.
We're gonna need to open the GoFundMe for Kevin's new computer and 150 feet of Cat 5 cable so we can hardwire it straight to the box that he let his dumbass kid take.
Dumbass.
Well, I mean, he doesn't pay the bill. He doesn't deserve to have the hard line.
Yeah, I know.
You're too soft.
It's what?
You're too soft.
Oh, I'm soft. That's it. Just poof, you just disappeared on me.
Bruni says that gun talk doesn't make him nervous, but there are some people that have said, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable when you're talking about guns." And all.
The bots catch up.
Surprisingly, we haven't had a certain unwelcome guest come in and advertise to adult websites.
Yes.
I won't say it out loud because the moment you say
it's like saying
what
Craig
he is or what
Yeah.
it is, it actually does show up.
It's Glancian.
It is a Freudian bot.
Oh,
Cat 6 cable fund. Yes, that's what we need.
it'll be all right.
So, hey, there is a libertarian broadcaster on YouTube. His name is
Now I
Eric
lost your
July.
fucking sound.
What? Are they connected again?
Nope, that didn't work either.
Kevin. So there is a libertarian broadcaster who's on YouTube. He's a contributor to The Blaze, who has done some pieces about vaping in the past, but he's also an African American comic book guy. He's a comic book nerd. So last week we're just past I think day 10. He launched his own comic book fund. He actually has raised in just 10 days. He's raised $3.1 million. $3.1 million. This is a conservative, libertarian, African American who wants to create comic books that don't include any sort of like just wants to have fun stories, action stories that don't have any sort of agenda. And in just I think 11 days now, he has raised $3.1 million.
Wow.
I'm not promoting. I actually pre-ordered because I believe in the same things this guy believes in, but he's a devout libertarian who broadcasts on YouTube. He's quite aggressive. He's angry a lot of times on his videos on YouTube, so some people may not care for it, but he's one of those, like, his message basically is I'm black, but that doesn't mean that they can put me into a certain category.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that what your color is the most important thing there is to know about you. And it's just like the same thing with people that are gay. That is just one part of who you are.
Yep.
That's not the only thing that there is about you. So, don't identify with just one aspect of your personality or what it is that makes you you.
No.
I was quite, but this is for people that don't understand. I actually know some of the people involved who have already partially, the colorist who did all of the coloring of the book. I actually know him. And he's read the whole thing, obviously, since he colored it. He says it's awesome. So I'm quite confident that it will be good. But in the crowdfunding space, like Keanu Reeves crowdfunded a comic book a couple years ago, and he's a Hollywood guy, and he only raised $1.4 million.
Wow.
And he did that in a 60-day campaign, and Eric July has already reached $3.1 million in 10 days.
We should have an FDA comic, and we should fundraise.
They already have. FDA has already paid Marvel Comics to make Marvel and DC over the years. Every year or two, they come out with a. Well, I know quite a lot of comic book artists. So.
Well, there you go.
But nobody does shit for free.
No.
The going rate for production of a comic book is about $1,000 a page. That's including paying the artist, the inker, and the colorist. You will find some artists do all three of those jobs, and you don't have to pay 3 different people, so you get a little less.
Yeah.
But as it comes, they're quite expensive. I actually have all of those comics, Will Webb.
So we could do like a 6-page comic.
6? We may get 1. I might get friend prices from some people, and
the FDA, how they suck.
I mean, this is another world that I'm partially, I got my foot in, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, Kevin. But yeah, I'm when somebody who is politically as near our space as this guy, and he's doing something, I felt like I would show it on screen. Sweet. But that's Ripa. His name is Eric July, but he was also in a hardcore metal band, and that has some records out. But he goes by Eric Ripa, RIPPA, and the comic book with the website is ripaverse.com, RIPP. So I will throw the link to that if anybody's interested. But he was on he was on The Blaze already, which a lot of people will associate with like their libertarian news. It's Glenn Beck is the owner of that network, who some people don't like. But the link is there in the chat room. But it's because I opened that page. That's why everything slowed down. But the thing is even other black like comic creators have attacked him and called him Uncle Tom.
See,
because he says that I don't want to do political cartoons. I want to make cartoons that are fun, that don't have to have an agenda, comic books or whatever, So,
wow.
they're attacking him because they say that he's a Tom. That's just not cool. But anyway, I figured I would end with that tonight, Kevin. What do you have to? How do you want to say goodnight to our friends?
It's very strange that on one hand we see Rutgers. Was it Rutgers that we covered?
Rutgers, yeah.
Saying
use a balanced thinking, balanced approach.
Yeah, we're coming along here, folks, and this isn't right, and this should be done. And then you've got what I consider opposition saying, hey, stop picking on us. They're still rehashing shit from 2016, 14, probably. I don't know when Popcorn Lung popped up. I don't remember now, but
now there's some people with bronchiolitis obliterans may not have any symptoms.
You can't, and then they wonder why they're being questioned and ostracized by us. I don't know how to describe how fucking wrong these people are, and they know they are. How long they can get away with it is clearly their game. So between the access and the stupidity, it's not about these kids. It's not. If it were about the kids, they would enforce the laws. They already have. Or clearly those laws have always been ineffective, which they were, because we're examples of that. I bought cigarettes when I was 10 years old. Didn't even have to try. Just walked.
But you were stealing them when you were 5.
Stealing them when I was 9.
Were you holding up the tobacco store like these kids tonight that we talked about?
No, it was just a stop and go kind of thing, or Cumberland Farms or whatever was near you. So yeah, UDF, whatever. Just walk in, buy it over there for my mom. Okay. Mom never smoked. So So you see a tide turning, and you see the Pavlov dog thing and the taxes and the whatever, and then you see the absolute no fucking way this is passing. We don't want them around kind of thing. So how long can they hold out is where we are, I think, now. Because there are people starting to speak up a little better, a little louder in bigger places. So yes.
Eventually, by the time you and I die, they will have admitted that they're wrong.
Right, 40 years from now. But we're on record. Believe me, our kids will know. That's my thoughts. Keep yelling and screaming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should. They're playing this shell game. This is I named the show tonight Shell Game, but I didn't really talk about what that meant. But lots of companies are getting their denial letters, and a bunch of them got denial letters saying that the form that they submitted was an old form, and it was that you didn't use the newest version of this form that was released 2 weeks before the deadline for these applications. So they're moving the goalpost. They're hiding the goal under their little shells, and they're moving everything around, and they're not really clearly responding to people's communications. They're not letting people know, oh, by the way, there's a new updated version of this form that you have to fill out to amend your application, because the application that we have has the old form. So this is the same thing. This is the fatal flaw. This is just a new version of the fatal flaw. They're looking for one flaw that will hit the most applications, so that they can send out massive numbers of denial letters. That's what I described months and months and months ago, years ago, that they would do. They're going to find one flaw in one application. They're going to do a keyword search to make sure that your applications don't have this, and then that's what they're going to do. They're going to hit as many applications as possible, because they can't. There's no reasonable, realistic expectation that I don't know of anybody who realistically could have expected that FDA was going to look at every one of these applications.
No.
They don't have the manpower, the man hours. They have the CTP has 1,000 employees, and some of those people do other tasks.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the ones reviewing the application. So you figure the number of people that actually are responsible for reviewing these applications is a fraction
3
of the total number of employees. So yes, I said they were going to use a bot.
Yep.
And
exactly.
People attacked me.
Yes.
People that are quite well respected and heads of organizations came on my show and told me that I was wrong. That they are not going to do that. And I said, you're crazy.
What are those little tests we take at the 10th grade, 11th grade, whatever, where you used to fill out the form?
California achievement tests?
Yeah. Same idea.
I don't think they're called that anymore, but that's what they were called when we were
They
kids.
shove your freaking application in the machine and they go, that's it. That's all it is.
So yes, they found one thing that was wrong in a bunch of applications, and they send denial letters to each and every one of those applications based on the fact that one thing was not included or was done in a different way than what they expected. And they're going to continue to do that.
Yep.
They're not going to review millions of applications. Not happening. They're going to find one thing that they can target the most applications with to clear their workflow.
En masse. Yeah.
So that's why they're moving the goalpost. They're hiding the goal under the shell and moving it around. And when you pick the wrong shell, they're going to lift it up and go, ah, ha, ha, you picked the wrong, give me your $20, What they call that 3-card Monty?
Yeah.
Same thing. Follow the queen.
They like gambling, don't they?
Yes, they do. And they gamble with your fucking money. But anyway, we love you. We'll see you in 7 days. We'll probably have a guest.
That's what I'm hoping.
I haven't received a concrete answer from Dr. Glover yet. She replied to me 2 weeks ago and said, yes, or a week ago, I would love to come on the show, blah, blah, blah. She sent me a very long email with all the stuff she wanted to talk about. She said, I will need a week to prepare.
Sweet.
And I replied back the other day, we would love to have you on next week. So hopefully she'll be ready by next week. But anyway, love you. We'll see you in 7 days. Go find your kids, kiss them on the head, tuck them in, make sure they're safe and sound, lock the doors, turn the alarms on, load your gun, put it beside the bedside table, find your wife, plant a big wet one on her, and be safe.
Yes.
Make sure that you water your grass so that it doesn't burst into flames if you live in Germany or any other place that is in the heat wave. It has not rained here where I live literally in a measurable way in like 6 months. And we are currently on water restrictions. We're only allowed to water our yard once a week on the day of our trash pickup. So I watered for 2 hours tonight.
Wow.
Between the hours of like 6:30 and 7:30 or 8:30, right before I came online, I went and grabbed the sprinkler and turned it off and put the hose away.
Wow.
So my grass is crunchy, and I used to have lovely, lush green grass. So I'm very upset. But anyway, love you. We'll see you. Let's see. Who am I going to play tonight as we go out? I'm going to play Mark. I love Mark. Let's play Mark. Bye.
Good night.
Locally, my clients are physicians, nurses, single moms, couples, multiple generations of families, seniors on fixed incomes, disabled, veterans, residents of assisted living facilities, and teachers at the local elementary, middle, and high schools. Most are dealing with serious issues other than their smoking habit, further degrading their quality of life and their ability to quit smoking. From 18 to 96 years old with an average age of over 40, nearly all referrals by other successful clients. Most have smoked for decades, the result of the 93% failure rate that they've been stuck with. They don't believe you and don't trust you with damn good reason. You will never reach these people. They know you don't care and they despise you for it. I greet them in a t-shirt, this one with Kevin Crowley on it, and blue jeans, and a nicotine molecule tattooed on my forearm.